Singing the national anthem. Continuing on with the lineup, we'll have the Houston Astro lineup for you, but first we'll be back right after this word.
The Sergeant Major of the Army on the expectations of today's soldiers.
After a young soldier has made the necessary complaints about the erosion of benefits, and there are some, they're really concerned about rewarding, self-satisfying training in the Army and discipline. Discipline to a young person is when things aren't on time, when things appear to be unorganized, and that is a certain amount of discipline, and I think we've made some progress in that. We're beginning to make some progress in closing the gap in some of our benefits that have eroded.
Keeping you informed. This is the Southern Command Radio Network.
Very quickly from the Houston Astrodome, the home batting lineup: Terry Puhl, right field; Enos Cabell at third base; Joe Morgan at second; hitting cleanup, Jose Cruz in left field; Cesar Cedeno in center, batting fifth. The number 6 batter at first base, Denny Walling. Luis Pujols to catcher. He'll bat seventh, hitting eighth, and playing shortstop is Craig Reynolds, and the pitcher is Joe Niekro. And Joe Niekro is on the mound right now as his very pivotal and vital third game is about to get underway. And it's my pleasure at the moment to bring in one of the finest sportscasters in the country. You hear him on NFL football. The prime broadcaster for the St. Louis Cardinals, and a man of many, many talents, Mr. Jack Buck. It's all yours.
Okay, Jerry Coleman, it's been fun thus far. It won't end today. We'll be back here tomorrow at the Astrodome for yet another afternoon game, and if it goes to Sunday, it'll be an evening contest. Of course, it doesn't matter much, except for the waiting around. We're under the dome, less than 50,000. That's all they can accommodate here. And this contest is about to get underway. Phillies won 3-1. Houston won 7-4 in 10 innings. Game 3 on the best-of-5 series, and Pete Rose up against Joe Niekro. A knuckleballer throws a fastball, slider, knuckleball. Now the Astros will have the hometown crowd on their side. Rose up there batting left-handed. He's had 4 out of 8 in the first 2 games. They play him around to the left. Cabell is in at third. And the first pitch of the day, a foul and a half swing, strike one. Back to the screen, strike one on Rose. Had 1 home run during the regular campaign. They give him a little bit of the right field corner. It will be Rose, McBride, and Schmidt in the opening inning. The Astros certainly have a tough cookie out there on the mound in Joe Niekro. Here is the pitch on the way, and it's a strike call. Strike 2. We're in a bad spot, Jerry, with regard to trying to pick up the knuckleballs, but I think that was one.
It certainly was. One thing that Niekro, if he has problems, it'll be with control.
He's ahead of Rose, who swings, and this is striking out. That's the way the old ball game starts, and the fans are on their feet here. They love the strikeout, particularly when it's deep. This broadcast is presented by Authority of Major League Baseball. It's intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the description and account of this game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is not prohibido. The batter is Bake McBride, left-handed hitter, and they play him straight away. Rose has gone down on strike, and the first one from Niekro coming. Knuckleball inside, ball 1.
I want you to repeat that, please, if you would.
Both of these Niekros, Jerry, are great people and tough competitors.
Outstanding. How about his brother? What is he, 41 or 2 and going on to 50? I don't know.
And one of the fine citizens of the city of Atlanta, in addition to being a fine pitcher. Here's McBride with a swing and a fly ball to left center. That'll be caught. Cruz is there, has it, 2 out. McBride went the other way with it, didn't get much on it. He hung up for Cruz, 2 out. Philadelphia took the measure of Houston during the season, 9 games to 3, and they won 4 out of the 6 played here in the Dome. Home plate umpire today is Bruce Fleming. There are 2 quick outs here in the opening inning. Mike Schmidt is at the dish. He hit 48 home runs during the regular season, and you really have to punish the ball to hit it out of this ballpark. It's 340 down the line in left and right. Schmidt swings, fouls it back to the right, out of play. Pujols can't get to it. Luis Pujols is catching. Cabell is playing third. He's close to the line. Reynolds is short. He's in the hole. Joe Morgan is the second baseman. He's pulled toward the base. And Denny Walling has a lot of room to cover at first base with Cruz in left, Cedeno in center, and Terry Puhl in right field. This is perhaps the best Houston lineup. Swing and a foul off to the right, now to play again off the bat of Mike Schmidt. When they platoon, and they do it frequently, and they have Puhl and Walling both in there, it adds to their attack. On the other hand, when they're without Ashby, they have a lesser hitter in Pujols, the catcher.
About 50 points left. One thing Bill Burton has done, he has a lot of like players. They're even in talent, whereas Philadelphia has such a dominant man at almost every position. He goes with a stable lineup.
The game is just underway. Rose struck out. McBride flied out. 0-2 on Mike Schmidt, the pitch. Swing on a line drive base hit up the middle into center field. That ball got up. And Schmidt whacked it into center field for a 2-out single, bringing Luzinski to the plate. Luzinski has the only home run of the series thus far. And he had 19 during the regular season. He's had 3 out of 8 in the first 2 games that we're playing. Niekro will hold against the runner. Now, Schmidt used to do an awful lot of running. As of late, with Luzinski hitting behind him, he doesn't run. But with a knuckleball pitcher out there, he might be inclined to try to take a base.
Jack, one of the reasons they steal so often off of Niekro is that knuckleball. It's so hard to handle cleanly by the catcher.
Schmidt a short lead. Luzinski takes a ball inside. In addition, the odds against Luzinski hitting one out of here are diminished. So they might want Schmidt to do a little running, although his lead doesn't indicate it. Here's the pitch. The swing on the 21. Two of the other umpires, Jerry. We have Bruce Fleming behind the dish.
Ed Vargo's over at second base. Doug Harvey is at first. Jerry Crawford at third. Left field, Bob Engel. And right field is Terry Puhl. So they've shifted around again.
Rose struck out. McBride flied out. Schmidt singled. Luzinski jumps back from ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. We're in the opening inning. And the pitcher for Philadelphia will be Larry Christenson. Lee Elia is coaching at third base. Ruben Amaro at first. And it's baseball day and night in the major leagues, with the playoffs in the American League continuing at Yankee Stadium tonight. A throw over to first base. So far, things have gotten down to the third base coach. In the National League, they're giving him heck for not sending the runner home, and in the American League, they're giving him heck for sending the runner home. Runner at first, 2 out. Luzinski fouls it out of play, and he's in the hole with an even count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. He'll get that knuckleball again, won't he?
In a spot like this, when he's ahead, generally he'll go for it. When you get to 3 and 2, that becomes a tough spot because the runner's moving with 2 down, and if it isn't where you want it, you got that number 5 hitter to contend with. One of the problems with that knuckleball, when you're sharp, it's a magnificent pitch, and when you're not, you can fight it all afternoon.
On the other hand, if Niekro isn't getting that knuckleball over, he can resort to other pitches and still feel relatively secure in this big ballpark. 390 in the power alleys, 406 to dead center, and as I said, 340 down the line. 2-2 pitch, the runner going. The pitch is low and a stolen base for Schmidt.
There's that knuckleball, Jack. Pujols just couldn't handle it. Had to reach low, backhand it, and when he came up, Down to second base. Schmidt was so far along the way that he's there easily. And what this really, in effect, does, it gives Luzinski a chance to drive in a run. If he's walked, now it gives Trillo a chance. They've got two hitters with a chance to drive in a run.
Well, Luzinski doesn't have to be intent on the long ball now. He just wants to hit the ball safely somewhere. Schmidt at second, 2 out. A look back by Niekro. His 3-2 pitch, a swing and a ground ball to short, and a big hop to Reynolds. His throw is low but out, and the inning is over. Reynolds didn't put much on that throw.
It stunk very well. It looked like he was out there with one of those better sinker balls.
But the ball was caught by Walling. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. After 1 half inning, it is Philadelphia nothing and Houston coming to bat.
To a child who doesn't read, the world is a closed book. Drifting, dropping back, dropping out. That's why a nationwide organization named RIF, Reading is Fundamental, was formed to help get books into the hands of children who have no books of their own. A book a child can pick out for himself, for keeps. A book that really belongs to him and makes him want to read. It works. There are more than 150 local RIF programs starting up in communities like yours. They're proving that once you get a child into books, there's no stopping him. Won't you help? Write to RIF Incorporated, that's RIF, care of Smithsonian Institution, Washington, D.C., 20560.
Joe Niekro, the knuckleballing specialist for the Houston Astros, and the man who puts the Astros in the playoffs, did a fine job in the first inning. He gave up a single to Mike Schmidt. It appeared to be a broken bat single to center field, but then he got Greg Luzinski on a 3-2 slider to ground out to the shortstop and end the inning with Schmidt at second base after he had stolen. So we sail into the bottom of the first inning with Terry Puhl, Enos Cabell, and Joe Morgan coming on to face a tall Larry Christenson, 26 years old, with a record of 5-1. He's a young man who had some arm surgery, and in fact, half of the Philadelphia ball club seems to be having physical problems. Greg Luzinski, we didn't mention earlier, but he has had a bad leg over the years, and they seem to move around. It's either his knee or a hamstring or a muscle in the front, but he has had a lot of problems there. And Jack, I never realized, maybe I didn't think much about it, but more and more players are going down to critical injuries, and just about every club that was in contention this year had 1 or 2 that was hurt sometime during the season.
One of the things about the Phillies, they had McGraw on the disabled list as well as Christensen. They both came back at the right time, and Christensen picked the ball club up during the stretch run with a record of 5-1. Against Houston, 1 win this year, and during his career, 10-5. He throws hard and throws a very hard slider. His off-speed pitch is a palm ball, and the batter is Terry Puhl. He's 3 for 6 in the first 2 games, a left-handed hitter. And there's not one member of this Houston club, including Cruz and Cedeno, who go up there thinking about hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Puhl will slap it the other way or pull it for power, but seldom hit it out, although he led the club in home runs with 13. The first pitch is low, ball 1 from Christensen, and right back with another. Swing and a foul back here.
Jack, this Houston ball club is tailor-made for this park, and their record shows it 53-26 at home, whereas on the road under 500, 38-44. So this ball club was tailor-made for the park. They won most of their games at home and put themselves in the playoffs.
1 ball, 1 strike to Terry Puhl, P-U-H-L, left-handed batter, fellow from Canada. The pitch is up high, ball 2, 2-1. Cabell will follow, and then Joe Morgan. This is an AstroTurf field. Back one of the first of the AstroTurf fields. The pitch up high again. All 3, 3-1. Christensen is pitching with a pulled groin muscle. He'll have trouble covering first base. Here's the pitch on the way. Down the middle, and a base hit. A double down into the corner. Over to get it is McBride. Waits for the ball. Puhl goes for second. No play. A leadoff double.
Jack, Jack, that took a perfect carom to McBride. Had that skidded along that wall down at the 340 mark and out toward the outfield area, Puhl with outstanding speed might have gone to third. And we might mention, while we have a moment, the dimensions here are 340 down the line, 390 into the power alleys, 406 to dead center, and the ball does not carry well.
Batter is Enos Cabell. Now, they might even be bunting here in the first inning. That's the way Houston plays it. You can almost bet $1 to a donut that Cabell will get him over to third base in some fashion, even though he's a right-handed batter. He's had 1 out of 8 in the playoffs. The lead by Puhl, the pitch. Cabell swings, bounces it to the right side. Trillo gets it. The runner goes to third. The batter out at first. The runner at third. 1 out.
Well, it doesn't count as a sacrifice, but as far as I'm concerned, and any manager who ever watched a man play, that's giving yourself up to get the runner to third. It's what is known as execution. Excellent job by Cabell.
Here's Joe Morgan. He's quickly become a favorite down here in Houston. He's had 1 out of 2. Didn't play in the first game at Philadelphia. But he did play Wednesday night. A crowd of about 49,000 here. Philadelphia plays the infield in. They're not willing to give up this first inning run. There is no score. A runner at third, 1 out. Christenson will work off the stretch. The outfield is about straight away, and here's the pitch. And it's the ball. It pops out of the glove of Bob Boone. It's big power pitching here because Christensen likely won't change speed with that runner at third and 1 out. Morgan, very good at getting the ball up in the air and making contact. Takes the low ball, 2. The on-deck hitter is Jose Cruz. The Astros dodged the bullet Wednesday night. They could have come in here down 0 games to 2. But they won the 10th inning affair. Now they're trying to grab the lead in the first inning. Morgan takes it inside. Ball 3. A 2-0 slider was off the plate. 3-0. Puhl with a double. Cabell advanced into third as he grounded out to Trillo. Schmidt, Bowa, Trillo, and the first baseman Rose are playing in. And Morgan will likely take a pitch. Here it comes. It's inside. Ball 4. Christensen and Bob Boone, the catcher, wanted that ball from Bruce Fleming, but didn't get it. It sounds like they're booing, but they're yelling through for Jose, the big RBI man this year.
Larry Christensen may have gone from the frying pan to the fire because Morgan, an excellent contact hitter. He didn't really want to give him anything good. He put him on. But now you're looking at Jose Cruz, who, as you mentioned, Jack, is their best RBI man. Very tough in the clutch. The thing he has to stay away from, of course, is that ground ball that'll meet in 2 in a double play.
Cruz can do a lot of things. He can go the other way with the ball. He can pull it with power. He had 11 home runs, drove in 91 runs during the year. Left-handed batter all the way, and he can run. So if you're going to get the double play on him, you better handle it well. Meanwhile, there's hitting room through the right side as they have to hold against Morgan at first. The pitch to Cruz. Strike call. He took one on the inside edge. Christensen, on the other hand, is a fellow who can come back and strike you out. And Cruz strikes out quite a bit. Puhl at third. Morgan at first. 1 out. First inning. No score. The Phillies left a man on in their half. The pitch to Cruz. Low outside. That's the ball. 1-1. Well, these crowds certainly knocked themselves out in whatever city the playoffs are taking place. They're rooting on every pitch. First and third, 1 out. Christensen to Cruz, and it's a strike called. He didn't want it. It was in on him, but he caught the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Larry could use the strikeout. The on-deck hitter is Cesar Cedeno. Now they might get the double play ball on that slider low and away. Christensen's fastball doesn't move much. He's a slider pitcher. Throw to first, and Morgan dives back. He might be going in this spot to try to avoid the double play. Try to steal a base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cruz. Next delivery, and a ground ball up the middle. Double play ball for the trio on the first. Double play, and we have a scoreless first inning. You made him reach for it, Jerry.
I'll tell you one thing, that is a painful thing if you're manager Bill Bird. You hate to lose an opportunity like that in the first inning to put yourself ahead.
Well, Philadelphia in the last game played left 14 men on base. Houston in the first, no runs, 1 hit, a walk, a double play, 1 left, and after 1 inning, the Phillies nothing, the Astros nothing.
We asked these children, what do you want to do this summer?
Go to the toy store and buy all the toys. I want to go to Bahamas. I would maybe like to go on the water with the Aqualone, like Jacques Cousteau. The most I wanted was see my grandmother. Going to California by plane maybe, or by boat. I never been to there. I'd like to see how it is. Go see Santa Claus. What I'd really like to do is play tennis a lot. Play a little baseball, go to a baseball clinic, probably play a little football, and play around. You know.
Each year, thousands of children are poisoned accidentally by swallowing medicines and common household products. To make sure these children have next summer, use child-resistant packaging.
For further information, write the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, Washington, D.C., 20207.
Thank you.
The Houston Astros with a golden opportunity to get on the board failed to do it in the first inning. Puhl with that leadoff double went to third base on a ground ball by Cabell. Stayed there when Morgan walked. And then the pitcher, Larry Christenson, pitching extremely well, got a ball outside of Cruz. He hit it on the ground to the shortstop, Bowa. It went Bowa, Trillo to Rose. Houston scoreless. We go to the second inning now, and coming on is Manny Trillo, and Jack Buck's going to call it for you.
And Kirk Gowdy and Ernie Harwell will call it for you tonight on CBS Radio at 8:15 Eastern Time from Yankee Stadium with the Kansas City Royals at New York. Tommy John against Paul Splittorff. Kansas City could end it as early as tonight. The Yankees have other ideas. They'll have no day off during their playoffs. They'll play tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. The Saturday and Sunday games, of course, if necessary. Manny Trillo, the number 5 hitter in the Philadelphia lineup, is up. A right-handed batter. Joe Niekro is on the mound in the pitch, and it is low outside ball 1. Trillo's the kind of guy who might hit a fellow like Niekro.
So he's the kind of guy who can hit a lot of people, but he is not a full swinger. He does take a short, clip swing, and that's the best kind against the knuckleball.
Batted .292 this year. Looks at it up high, and that's ball 2. Mike Schmidt got a hit for the Phillies in the first. Stole a base, was left on. We're scoreless. We're in the second inning. Cabell was in at third, drops back a bit, and the pitch is coming. Trillo swings and hits it past third, and it looks like a double. And there goes Trillo for second base. Cruz over to get the ball. A leadoff double for Manny Trillo.
Incidentally, Jack, to jump to the other league and the playoff game tonight with Tommy John going against Paul Splittorff, a lot of people wondered why John, the biggest winner for the Yankees in the third game, not one of the first 2. Well, the AstroTurf is a difference. He goes home on his natural field at Yankee Stadium, so they feel he was more effective.
Then the AstroTurf made a difference in that ball hit by Manny Trillo. Took a high bounce and then jumped past the diving Cabell. A leadoff double for Trillo, his second hit of the playoff, and the batter is Garry Maddox. Maddox can go the other way with the ball. The infielders shorten up a step, and Reynolds will try to keep Trillo close at second. The outfield straight away, Maddox has had 3 out of 8. The pitch, right-handed batter, ball 1, and a heck of a play by Pujols, the catcher. He lunged for the knuckleball and got it. Philadelphia now has 2 hits. Houston 1. We're in the second no score. Maddox, Bowa, and Boone will have a chance to get the lead run home. Joe Niekro gets set. Brings it home. Maddox a foul off to the right into the seats. Not much room to chase foul balls here in this ballpark.
This is an excellent hitter's park, especially when you get down off of first and third base. The stands get out there in a hurry, and the dugouts are very wide and long, so it takes away that foul territory that so many parks have.
A ball and a strike to Garry Maddox. With a distinctive batting style, feet spread wide apart. He's almost a flat-footed hitter. Runner at second, nobody out, and a ball low and away. Gary started to go for it, held up. And a new Ball out to the mound to Joe Niekro. Niekro. A 20-game winner, 20-12 during the year. Against Philadelphia, 0-2, but he lost 4-2 and he lost 2-1. During his career, 5-7 against the Astros. Well, after 19 years, some of them painful, Houston finally in the playoffs. And playing this game at home. Maddox swings and pops it up. The runner will stay at second. The first baseman wants it. That's Denny Walling, and one out. He tried to go the other way, but got it up in the air.
A big out as far as the Houston Astros are concerned. Holding at second base is Trillo, and now Larry Bowa, who is not a good RBI man from the standpoint that he doesn't drive the ball. I don't mean he doesn't hit it. But in the AstroTurf, that infield is going to be in a little bit, and the outfield will be shallow. He's got to really find a hole to get that runner in from second base. Anything right to the outfielder on one hop, very hard to score on when you're playing tight like that.
Wrinkling in a spot like this, Bowa, a slap-type hitter, switch hitter up there batting left-handed, will try to get out in front and pull the ball. But, of course, that's not the way to hit the knuckleball. You've got to sit and wait for it. Trillo on at second with one out. Second inning, no score. And the pitch. Bowa tried to bunt his way on, and he missed. Strike one. As if to say, well, let the next batter drive him in. That's Bob Boone.
Well, I think what you're really saying when you do that is I don't have much confidence that I can hit the ball, so I want to get on and at least save the out if I can.
The outfield around to the left for Bowa. They give him right center. They give him the right field corner. Terry Puhl has a lot of ground to cover out there. Cabell is in at third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Cabell will get it. It's a fair ball. Now it's foul. He has it, 2 out. So the runner was at second with nobody out. Trillo is still there with 2 out here in the second no score, and it's up to Bob Boone. He's had 2 out of 7 and hasn't driven in a run in this championship series. Kurt Gowdy and Ernie Harwell tonight at 8:15 Eastern Time on CBS Radio. Then when we get around to the World Series, Vin Scully and Sparky Anderson will go to work with the help of Win Elliott. And you'll hear all of the action on CBS Radio commencing next Tuesday at 8:10 Eastern Time. The World Series opens in the city of the National League champion. Boone takes the ball, a knuckler low and away.
Jack, this is a spot where Niekro has to be very careful. He's got first base open and a pitcher to follow. Although a pretty good hitting pitcher, you still always go for the guy, the weak guy, and it would be the pitcher. So he's got to be very cautious with Boone.
Bob Boone takes it. Strike call. That's the knees. 1-1. Still, Niekro over in Atlanta will throw the knuckleball about 80 or 85% of the time. Joe Niekro will throw the ball, throw a knuckler more like 50% of the time. He checks the runner at second base. Here's his pitch. Knuckler to line drive into left field. Cruz is there. Jumps, gets it. Jose Cruz took 2 steps in, and it was almost fatal. The ball started to take off, and Cruz had to reach high to catch it on a well-hit ball by Bob Boone to end the inning. A leadoff double, and the Phillies failed to make it pay off. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left.
I like the way the forest sounds. The way the leaves rustle in the wind and fall to the ground and crunch under your feet. The way the birds sing and the chipmunks chatter. The way a squirrel scrambles up a tree. I like the way the forest smells, too. Air's fresh. And you can tell the difference between one kind of tree and another just by smelling them. But did you know we can destroy all that beauty in just one careless second? That's why I'm asking you to please be careful with fire. Because when we lose a forest, we lose a lot more than meets the eye. I ought to know. I'm Ray Charles.
A public service on behalf of the Forest Service, State Foresters, and the Ad Council.
here at the Houston Astrodome. The Phillies and the Astros. Key game 3. And I'll say one thing. Both clubs have had a chance to score. Houston with a runner at third and one out couldn't do it. The Phillies with a runner at second and nobody out couldn't get him in. So we're going into the bottom of the second inning now. Houston coming up, and they'll send up Cesar Cedeno, Denny Walling, and Luis Pujols against Larry Christenson. There's somewhat of a flap going on just outside of the Philadelphia dugout with Dallas Green and Jerry Crawford and the plate umpire Bruce Fleming. Crawford umpiring at third. I'm not quite sure what it's all about, but apparently it ended peacefully. And we're going to get back to the ball game with Jack Buck for the bottom of the second.
Okay, well, Monday night I'll look to my left and it'll be Hank Stam there instead of Jerry Coleman. CBS Radio Sports brings you National Football League action on most of these stations. All Monday night games plus doubleheaders and postseason play. Listen here for this Monday night's game between the Washington Redskins and the Denver Broncos at 8:50 Eastern Time Monday night.
Do you realize we could destroy your life? Why don't you use me on a football game and Hank on a baseball game? You'd never come out of that one.
Cesar Cedeno will lead it off in the second inning. A .309 hitter during the regular season. He's had 2 hits in the playoffs. They play him a little to the right. They used to play him way around to the left. He used to go up there pumping all the time, but he's a different hitter now, deep in the batter's box. Christensen's pitch, a swing and a miss, and a sharp slider. The players tell me, Jerry, that Christensen's fastball and slider are the same speed, and that really makes him tough to hit.
If they are, it is very tough, because when you see that ball coming up there, the first thing you think is fastball. If it slides at all, you get it on the end of the bat or on the fifth.
The tall right-hander, and he is 6'4", kicks and fires, and a change-up and a pop fly behind short. Boa will get it. Has it. The palm ball got Cedeno out.
Change-up, which Christensen uses as the palm ball, a change-up, is one of the pitches that people rarely discuss, but may be the best pitch in all of baseball, and there are so few pitches that can handle it, just a half a dozen.
And then when they do master it, they get in a tight spot and they forget all about it. They get in a playoff game like this and they won't feature it very much. They'll get away from the norm. There's one out, and Denny Walling is the batter. This fellow's a pretty good hitter. He's been platooned all year. He's a left-handed hitter. The pitch. Walling looks at a blazing fastball at the letters on the corner, and a called strike one. That was a popper, wasn't it? Now a swing and a fly ball to deep left center. Luzinski has to go, and now Maddox is there, and he has it back near the track. It was rather high in the air, and it gave Maddox, a fine center fielder, a chance to go get it 2 out. Luis Pujols is the batter. The catcher. Young man from the Dominican Republic. In fact, the Cardinals and the Phillies in spring training went down to the Dominican Republic for a 3-game series. Had the pleasure of going down there and visiting that small country. A lot of ball players come out of a very, very small nation. Well, they have 4 of them on the Houston Ball Club. Pujols added only 199 this year. Right-handed hitter. Foul half swing over the dugout into the seat. Strike one. In the opening inning, Houston had a leadoff double by Terry Puhl, but they couldn't score. Same thing happened to the Phillies in the second inning on a double by Manny Trillo. A ball to the batter, 1-1. 2 quick outs here in the second inning, no score. And the next pitch. Swing and a high fly ball to deep left center. Luzinski is there. Had him played that way and made the catch for the out. Luzinski wasn't anywhere near the line, expecting Pujols not to pull, and he turned out to be right. Pujols flight out to left. Down in order go the Astros, and after 2 innings, the Phillies nothing and Houston nothing.
This costs too much, you know.
Oh, hi.
Honey, I'll need the car today to get the kids inoculated.
Oh, not today. Today I need the car.
Last year, there were 71,000 cases of mumps reported.
Look, just take it Thursday. I'll take it Friday.
Well, Friday I need it. Can't you take it Monday?
And over 25,000 cases of rubella.
Look, if I take it next Tuesday morning, you'd have it in the afternoon.
Oh, you get the morning, I get the afternoon.
And over 31,000 cases of measles.
All right, I'll take it Thursday evening.
Well, then I get 3 mornings the following week.
You get 2, and a morning in December.
Look, I'll give you 2 December mornings for 5 afternoons,
A half day in December is not equal
Wait
to
a minute,
a half
take
day.
the car. Take the car for the thing for the whole day.
Thank you, what thing?
Don't you remember? You asked, you came
Last
in.
year, over 150,000 cases of childhood diseases were reported, including the most dangerous, polio. For immunization, contact your physician, clinic, or local health department. And
Ball game, a pivotal third game. Philadelphia got the first one 3-1. Houston came back in 10 innings to win the second game 7-4. It's Joe Niekro on the mound doing his thing for the Houston Astros. He's up against Larry Christenson, and it's Larry Christenson who will lead off the third inning with Jack Buck to call it for you.
Jerry, it seems like whoever wins the game becomes the favorite, right?
No question about it. That means only 1 with 2 to go. But, of course, we saw the Los Angeles Dodgers win 3 in a row from the Houston Astros and force a playoff. You just don't know, but I would say that who wins this game will be in the driver's seat very definitely.
A lot of people thought the Phillies might win 3 in a row. Of course, they didn't, and now a good many folks have jumped on the bandwagon of the Houston club now that they're playing at home. Christensen leads it off. He throws right, that's right. He's had 7 out of 19, including a home run. So he can swing the stick. Joe Niekro on the mound. The right-hander goes to work and gets it in on the inside corner. A called strike 1. A good popping fastball. Strike 1. Niekro won that big game Monday against the Dodgers. Throws low and away for a ball. 1-1. Bruce Fremming sends that ball out of play, puts a new one in. It'll be Christensen, Rose, and McBride. Nobody on, nobody out in the Houston third. The pitch. Ball 2. I remember back in 1960 when the American Football League started, we used to come down here for football, and Judge Roy Hoffheinz used to have a couple of fellas carrying around a model of the Dome Stadium. Here's the pitch, strike call, 2-2. And people question his sanity. Are they really going to build a covered stadium? And here it is, and a lot of people since have copied that idea. Christensen leading off, takes a strike, and he's out of there.
Pretty good breaking ball. When you get the pitcher up there, generally, Jack, they don't like to see any kind of an off-speed pitch. I'm not talking about a change-up that you hang on their eye, but a breaking ball. Pitchers like a fastball. They like it a little bit up around the belt where they can handle it. You get into that breaking ball syndrome, they don't do too well.
Second strikeout for Niekro. Pete Rose is booed wherever he goes except in Philadelphia. First time up, he struck out. Bats from the left side, choked up on the bat handle, hangs out over the plate, and they play him to hit the left. Cabell is in at third. Morgan rather deep at second. The pitch, and it's downstairs, ball 1. The next delivery. Fastball and a line drive base hit into left. He tried to get that ball in on Pete Rose, and Rose fought it off and singles to left with 1 out.
You know, when they tally up the entire record of Pete Rose, the more you think about it, the more incredible it is. 200 hits for about 10 years, and 1 year he got 198. That was the year that the Players went on strike in 1972, and he missed 8 games. It had 200 then. But he is what we affectionately call a pure hitting machine. He can hit the baseball.
Now there's hitting room through the right side for Bake McBride, who flied to left his first time. Philadelphia's had a man on base in each inning. Single by Schmidt with 2 out in the first. The leadoff double by Trillo in the second, and the 1-out single by Rose here, his 5th hit of these playoff games. 1 on, 1 out, a throw over, and no tag by Denny Walling. McBride has had 2 hits, 2 for 10. Swings and hits it foul back here. Pitch in on him, strike 1. The outfielder Walling is from Neptune, New Jersey. Now lives in Virginia. Started out as an outfielder, now he's playing first base for Houston. This is his first appearance in the playoffs, so we've mentioned him there. Pujols down giving the sign. 1 strike to the Baker, Bake McBride. Time called by the batter. Our broadcast time tomorrow from the Dome will be 4:15 Eastern Time with the 4th game. And it could end tomorrow. The pitch, low to McBride. They have a problem here in the Dome. The baseball game will be rather late tomorrow afternoon, 3:15 local time. Then they have to prepare the field for a football game between the University of Houston and Texas A&M. And then convert it back to baseball for the Sunday game, if there is going to be a Sunday game. 1 on, 1 out. See if the Phillies do any running. Rose a short lead, not going. McBride looks at it high. Ball 2, 2-1. That was a tough game that Niekro pitched last Monday, Jerry, and he's had Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to rest. And he might be a little weary if he pitches late into this game.
Jack, you touched on it briefly when you said that Bill Niekro throws so many knuckleballs and Joe uses a variety, maybe half of the pitches are knuckleballs. He has to work harder. If it was his brother Phil, he could bring him back with 2 days rest.
Yeah, he could pitch a day-night doubleheader.
Easy.
Runner on at first, Rose 1 out. Not going, McBride swings and misses a fastball down around the knees, 2-2. The on-deck batter is Mike Schmidt. Lee Elia, the third base coach, gives the signs on 2-2. Ruben Amaro, the first base coach for the Phillies, clad in blue with a red trim, red helmet. Outfield straightaway for McBride. Cruz, Cedeno, and Puhl. Pitcher struck out. Rose singled. Rose draws the throw. He's back in time. We're in the 3rd inning, no score. You have looked for Rose to run on a 2-2 count. There he goes. The pitch swung on and a base hit to right. Rose will go to 3rd. 1st and 3rd with 1 out for Philadelphia here in the 3rd. McBride whistled one past the first baseman. That's even though the runner was going, because Walling was holding the runner close, he couldn't get near that batted ball.
Jack, we talked to Mike Schmidt, who's coming up there right now, about this big ballpark. We mentioned it before. It does sort of take some of the punch away from the Phillies, and we asked Schmidt if it nullified some of the Philadelphia power.
Well, obviously, if you look out there and see the difference in the numbers, 390 versus 371 in Veterans Stadium, I think the difference is most of my home runs will be hit 390 if they're hit right at that point right there. But, there's occasionally one you hit, and it could be an important part of the ball game where you hit at 380 that would be a home run in a lot of ballparks, and it won't be a home run here.
Well, that's Mike Schmidt commenting. He's up there now. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Another scoring stretch for the Phillies. Here's Jack Buck.
He'd like to hit the ball 380, at least a fly ball to put the Phillies on top. Schmidt takes ball 1 low outside. Schmidt singled his first time. Dropped one into center field. The Houston defense looking for the double play ball. Cabell at 3rd. Reynolds at short. Morgan at 2nd. And Walling at 1st. McBride a threat to run. Takes his lead. Rose is over at 3rd with 1 out. No score. 3rd inning. The pitch. A swing. And a miss. It gets away. And McBride goes to 2nd without a play. No double play now.
Well, that'll be a pass ball. The ball is right down the center, and that knuckleball once again dancing all over the place. It was a great pitch, but so good that the hitter couldn't hit it and the catcher couldn't catch it.
You know, Bill Burton told you it doesn't make any difference. I'm sure he wants to say the nicest things possible about his players, but I'm of the opinion that Alan Ashby is a better knuckleball catcher than Pujols is.
I'll tell you one thing. It is tough, and I won't argue that with you at all, Jack, because Allen actually is the number one catcher on this ball club, and he's hurt and he can't play today.
Now a lot of things would get a run home, including a ground ball. The infield is back, the pitch is made, and it's inside to Mike Schmidt. Ball 2-1. Cabell at third. He would have a play at the plate, but there would be no play from the shortstop, Reynolds, second baseman Morgan, or first baseman Walling on a ground ball. So a ground ball there or a fly ball would put Philadelphia on top in this scoreless ball game. We're in the third. Rose at third, McBride at second with one out. Schmidt the batter. They wouldn't mind too much if they walked him. Here it comes. Swing and a foul back here, 2-2. If Niekro, who probably will serve up that knuckler now, trying for the strikeout, were to miss with this pitch, he'd probably throw another knuckleball and not really care if he walked Mike Schmidt and loaded the bases for Luzinski. Niekro chomping away at that chewing gum. In a jam here in the third inning. Slapped a single to left. McBride pulled a single to right, sending Rose to third. Then the pass ball, and now the pitch. And Schmidt takes it ball free. Way outside, and Pujols went sprawling to catch that one. 3-2, and he'll get another knuckler here, Jerry.
Jack, we could be looking at a game situation here. By that, I mean something that could determine the outcome of the ball game. Mike Schmidt has run the count 3-2. First base is open, but Luzinski behind. He's not a soft touch, although not the threat that Schmidt is. But Niekro has got himself a pot full of trouble out there.
Second and third, one out. Third inning, no score. Infield back, 3-2 the count on Schmidt. From the stretch, here's the pitch, and a knuckleball is fouled back to the screen. Schmidt just leveled off. He wasn't trying to hit that ball out of the ballpark. Just wanted to make contact, avoid the strikeout, hit the ball somewhere. The Phillies won the first game, 3-1. Houston came back and won the second, 7-4 in 10 innings. They enjoyed the day off yesterday, playing here this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, and Sunday night if necessary. 3-2 to Mike Schmidt. Here it comes. Knuckler and a ground ball to third. Cabell throws home. Rose is out. The runners end up at first and third. Luis Pujols had an easy tag play. Rose did all he could but couldn't get in. Cabell was the only infielder who would have had a play at the plate on a ground ball.
Jack, you mentioned that before the ball was hit, and you're absolutely right. Cabell had to be the man to get the ball to keep the Phillies from scoring. Everybody else was conceding the run. Now, runners still at first and third. Here's Greg Luzinski. Man, oh man, I think Niekro has a lot of action out there, and his manager, Bill Burden's out there to have a shot.
And one of the things they have to be talking about is the double steal with McBride at third and Schmidt at first. And what with Niekro throwing those knuckleballs and Pujols bobbing around back there, I would guess that if Schmidt took off, they wouldn't even bother with him.
I don't think so. I think that you have to be very careful. If there is a knuckleball coming up, there's not much hope of catching it cleanly and making a play down to second base. Sometimes they'll rifle it back to the pitcher. Sometimes they'll just hold it. But when you throw through, you've got to take into consideration the arm of the second baseman. And Joe Morgan does not have a strong arm either.
Joe Niekro reminds Pujols, knock the pitch down. Don't let it get by you. McBride will be looking for an errant pitch. First and third, 2 out. Third inning, no score. Luzinski takes. Ball one inside. Greg grounded to short his first time. They play him deep around to the left. Cruz is almost to the track in left field. McBride at third, inches away. The pitch coming, swung on, and there's a high fly ball to deep left field, way back at the wall. It's going to be caught by Cruz. He's got it for the out, about 390 feet away. Luzinski did his darndest. That's what Mike Schmidt was talking about.
Well, he said you hit them 385 feet here, and they don't go out where they do go out at Veterans Stadium, and there was a 385-foot fly ball.
Cruz could have gone about another half step. That's about it. the Houston Astros continue to dodge the bullet. Philadelphia's left 4 men on here in the early going. Luzinski took dead aim, couldn't quite pull it enough or hit it far enough. It was into left center and caught at the wall by Jose Cruz. So the fly ball came 1 out too late. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and after 2.5 innings in the dome, Phillies nothing, Houston nothing.
Well, perhaps the first drink or 2 of wine won't sting your lips. But does it stop there? What comes after the wine? Something stronger? Something that really puts you out of it until you wake up? Wake up to the fact that you're an alcoholic? Think about that the next time you lift a few. And think about my question.
We continue here at the Houston Astrodome, Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, going up against the Houston Astros, all even in games, 1 apiece. This is the third one. It's been a tight one and an exciting one, and we're only in the bottom of the third. Craig Reynolds up for the first time for Houston, batting in the number 8 spot. He'll be followed by the pitcher, Joe Niekro. Then back to the top of the order, Terry Puhl. Reynolds, left-hand batter, and a local boy, came in from Seattle. They like him here, although he did not hit a lot this season. We're going to turn you over now to Jack Buck for the play-by-play.
Greg Luzinski came within about 5 feet of putting Philadelphia on top with a 3-run homer. Then it was caught by Cruz about a half a step from the wall and left, near the 390 mark. Reynolds is 0 for 5 in the playoffs. Niekro will follow. Both pitchers today are pretty good hitters. There's a bouncer to second, fielded by Trillo. Throws him out. Reynolds bounces out, second to first, and Jerry Coleman is really impressed with the way Christenson is pitching, the kind of stuff he's displaying today.
You know, we missed him. The San Diego Padres did most of the year because he was disabled. He didn't pitch against us very much, if at all, as far as my memory recalls. But I'll tell you one thing, that ball is alive. It's hopping, his curve is good, and that bomb ball he uses as a changeup has been effective. So he may be a young man who has found his way.
Joe Niekro throws right, bats right, and had 22 base hits during the season. He's no joke up there, ball 1 high. Bob Boone behind the plate. Schmidt, Boa, Trillo, Rose on the infield, Luzinski in left, McBride in right, and Maddox in the middle. And now a strike called, 1-1. We're in the bottom of the third, no score. The Phillies have out-hit Houston 4-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Didn't look very good on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Philadelphia had men on at second and third, 1 out, and the leading RBI man in the league up there, Mike Schmidt. He couldn't get the run home. A pitch is a ball to Niekro, 2-2. He's batting with 1 out, and Terry Puhl will come up there next. The 2-2. Got him. Struck him out on a sharp slider, low and away. The first strikeout for the Philly hurler, and the batter is Terry Puhl. He doubled his first time, but was left on. Puhl has had 4 out of 7. They play this batter to hit the left. Schmidt comes in even with the base at third. Christenson wheels it home, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. Every seat occupied here in the Astrodome. Low, ball 2. Puhl has a very good batting eye. Of the Astros in home runs with 13. It's the kind of a ball club they are. They're a 1-run club. A swing and a foul back to the screen. Houston, Don Leppert coaching at third. Ball 3, low to Terry Puhl. Bob Lewis coaching at first. Mel Wright, the pitching coach for Bill Burton. And Deacon Jones rounds out the coaching staff. On 3-1, Puhl takes a strike, called at the letter. Two outs, nobody on. Third inning, no score, and a 3-2 pitch from Christenson to Puhl is on the way, and a swing and a fly ball foul out of play to the left. beyond the Philadelphia bullpen. Some of the people in this ballpark are about a quarter of a mile away from home plate. Those in the top deck. Now the pitch to Puhl, a bouncer foul into the Houston dugout. Over the dugout into the seats. Still 3-2. Philadelphia in their fourth inning will send up Trillo, Maddox, and Bowa. Puhl swings and rips one foul into the seats behind first base. Still a 3-2 count. Now the next one. Low, he walked. He fouled off 3 pitches and then drew a walk, the second given by Larry Christenson. Enos Cabell is matter. This fellow's liable to do anything at the plate. He's liable to hit a home run. He's liable to bunt for a hit, pull the ball, go up the middle, go to right field. You don't know what he's going to do.
He's a very thorough ball player. He can run, he can hit. He's a pretty good RBI man. I know he can bunt well, and he can steal those bases. I noticed Larry Christenson, about 70% of the pitches he throws are sliders. I don't know whether he's cutting his fastball or just throwing a slider and making it flip a little bit, but it is a pitch that he has good control with and uses a lot. He'll intersperse that in the fastballs and the changeup.
Puhl is a threat to run, and Houston might hit and run with a runner at first and 2 out. A throw to first, and Puhl gets back in. He stole 27 bases this year. Another throw, pretty close. He got back. Schmidt deep behind the base of third. The outfield a bit to the right for Cabell, and another throw to first. Puhl calls time, dusts himself off, grabs a breather, talks it over with Bob Lillis, the first base coach. We're in the bottom of the third, no score. Whoever loses this game this afternoon will face extinction tomorrow afternoon. Another throw to first, and it gets away. Puhl goes for second, and he'll make it without a play. So on the fourth throw over there, an error is charged to the pitcher. This is typical of the Houston club. 2 men out, a 3-2 count, 3 foul balls, then a walk, a couple of pickoff plays, then an error. They have a runner at second, 2 out.
They peck you to death, Jack, no question. They've got the kind of a club that has to do that. They have to take advantage of every opportunity. In fact, they have 9 opportunists on the field. Anything that they see they can do, they'll do it. They're not a power club at all.
Cabell could put Houston on top. He takes the ball up and in, ball 1. Bottom of the third, no score. Runner at second, 2 out. The pitch is swinging a ground ball back to the pitcher. Christenson has it, lobs it over to Rose for the out. And Houston has hit into a double play and left 2 men on base. No runs, no hits. 1 error, a walk, and 1 left. 3 innings have gone by. The visitors, the Phillies, nothing. The home club, Houston, nothing.
Hey, George, what's the rush? The next marathon is still a month away.
I know.
Listen, buddy, 5 hours wasn't a bad time for the first 3 miles.
I know.
Well, aren't those combat boots hard to run in?
Well, they're okay. Once you get a rhythm going. Look, I got to get to the exchange before 5 o'clock. Don't slow me down.
The exchange? What's that, your halfway marker?
No, it's the nearest mail drop. My ballot's got to go out tonight.
Your ballot?
Yeah. There's this politician back home. He's trying to rezone the track field. Turn it into condos. I got to vote against it.
Then let's step it up. It's 2 o'clock now. Up to. Hey, George, I wonder what's happening in my hometown.
Don't just wonder. Read your hometown paper. The library may have it, or ask your parents and friends to send you clippings about important news. Keep up on the local and national issues. Remember, you're a voter only if you vote. Be a voter.
After 3, no score on the ball game. It's a tight one. It's one of those games. It's developing now that any kind of a mistake, an error, a misplay, or a miscue, and somebody's liable to just push through a few. We're going to see Manny Trillo, Garry Maddox, and Larry Bowa going up against Joe Niekro, who has had enough control to stay on top of the situation. He's been behind a lot of the hitters, has not walked a man, and he has struck out a couple, although he's been in hot water in both the second and especially in the third innings. He has given up 4 base hits. On the other hand, his counterpart, Larry Christenson, has allowed 1 hit, and that was the lead hitter in the ball game, Terry Puhl for the Houston Astros, who doubled but died at third base after 1 was out. So we sail to the 4th inning. Here's Trillo and Jack Buck standing by.
Thank you, Jerry Coleman. Trillo doubled his first time up, ripped it past third, where Cabell is playing in now, about a half step in front of the base. Joe Niekro on the mound has fanned 2, walked none, and allowed 4 hits. It will be Trillo, Maddox, and Bowa here in the Philly 4th. And the first pitch. And he swings and lofts it high in the air for Terry Puhl, in right, shallow near the line, has it 1 out. Let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
This is SCN Radio, 794 Clayton, 1420 Fort Davis.
Tonight at 8:15 Eastern Time on CBS Radio, Kurt Gowdy and Ernie Harwell coming away with a story of the Royals-Yankees game from Yankee Stadium. Kansas City could end it as early as tonight. Tommy John against Paul Splittor. Tune him in. The batter Maddox popped out his first time. Swings and chops it foul, strike 1. We're in the 4th, no score. Well, the Houston Oilers, who play their football games here, have been in the playoffs in the National Football League, but it's the first time ever for the Houston Astro Baseball Club. So this is their first playoff at home. Maddox swings and misses a good counter that time. His way over the ball, strike 2. Maddox used to be with the Giants. They play him to pull a bit. The pitch. Swing and a line drive, base hit in the left. His first of the day and his 4th in the playoffs. And he can run. Maddox is on with 1 out. He just leveled off on that one.
In fact, this could be a dangerous situation for Joe Niekro. The only thing that could save him is he's down to the bottom 3 hitters, Bowa, Boone, and Christenson. But Maddox can go, and there's a strong chance he may try it.
Bowa is up. He doesn't pull the ball very often. There's hitting room through the right side. Switch hitter batting left. Fouled out to third his first time. Maddox grabs his lead. Bob Boone moves on deck. 1 on, 1 out. Philadelphia's had men on base in every inning. A pitch out. Nothing doing. Ball 1. During the year, Maddox stole 25 bases. More importantly, he was only thrown out 5 times.
I got to say a word on behalf of my center fielder this year, Jerry Mumphrey. 51 or 2 bases, thrown out 5 times.
That's some record. The other side of that stolen base figure is very important. Here's a look at the runner. Not going. Bowa takes strike call in the outside corner. Evens it up at 1-1. Lee Helio gets the signs from the dugout where Dallas Green is managing. Passes them along to Larry Bowa. Ruben Amaro is coaching at first. Herm Starrett, the pitching coach for the Phillies. Bobby Wine, the other coach. Maddox on at first with 1 out here in the 4th. No score. A lead, a throw. He was going to go. He just got back. He was leaning and just did get back. Dennis Walling thought that he had his foot between Maddox's foot and the base. But Doug Harvey said no, he was safe.
It's a great time to try to run on a 1-1 count. You almost have to figure the knuckleball's on its way. And with Bowa, a left-hand batter, he obscures the catcher's vision for the first 2 steps when the runner moves.
Big lead by Maddox. I wouldn't be surprised to see Houston pitch out again. A long look by Niekro. The runner not going, and a swing and a fly ball high in the air to right center. Terry Puhl will catch it. He's there and has it for the 2nd out. Here comes Bob Boone.
Yes, sir. And we talked to Bob Boone about Joe Niekro. We wanted to know just how tough is this knuckleballer.
When Joe's on, Jerry's he's really tough in that he throws his knuckleball a little harder than Phil, and when it's on, it's just like any knuckleballer. When it's there, it's just luck, I think, in hitting it. You just got to battle and hope that you get one that isn't quite as tough to hit, because it is such a tough pitch to control and master. A lot of times during a game, you're going to get some good ones to hit.
Okay, Jack, we just found out about the knuckleball from Bob Boone. He's up there.
He said it's luck if you hit it. He takes the ball inside. He lined out to left his first time, hit it very well, threatened to drive in a run, but Jose Cruz caught it. Maddox on at first with 2 outs. Fully expect Maddox to be running here, for even if they throw him out, Boone would be up there to lead off in the 5th. We're in the 4th, no score. A lead by the runner, not going. Boone takes it downstairs, ball 2. Well, now he knows they can't pitch out.
He also knows there could be a strong chance of a fastball coming up here, and Maddox will have more trouble, the right-hand hitter, in that fastball moving if Boone doesn't swing at it. So let's see what happens, Jack.
Garry Maddox is on at first, 2 outs. 4th inning, no score. The Phillies and the Astros. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to Bob Boone. A lead by the runner. A throw over there, and he's back in time. Phillies have 5 hits. Houston 1. Time called, and the catcher goes to the mound to talk it over. Both of the Niekros have very good pickoff moves, Jerry.
No question about it, Jack, and I was going to comment on something you said about the possibility of Maddox going in a spot like that. Even if he's thrown out, that gives Boone the chance to lead off and gives Christenson, the man behind him, a chance to sacrifice if he gets on when you come into the next inning. So there are options here where you don't lose a lot if a man is nailed at second base.
They play Boone to pull just a bit. We're ready for another. The pitcher looks over to first, nothing going. Ball 3 is low. 3 balls, no strikes. In another ballpark, there'd be half a chance that Boone would be swinging, but not here. Here it comes, and he takes a strike, and it's 3-1. Niekro hasn't walked anybody. He's fanned a couple. Has scattered 5 hits. And Maddox most likely will take off. He's on at first with 2 outs. Takes his lead. Niekro steps off. 3-1 the count to Bob Boone. The runner going. The pitch, swing, and a ground ball to short. Reynolds has it. His throw is okay, and the inning is over. Philadelphia's had men on every base in every inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. They have stranded 5. And in the last game played on Wednesday night, they left 14 men on base. 5 here this afternoon. We go into the bottom of the 4th inning, and it'll be Cabell, Morgan, and Cruz going in. The Phillies nothing, Houston nothing.
Hey, do you ever think what it's like to be a tree in a forest? Well, let me tell you, as a tree, I don't get no respect. First come the lovers carving hearts and sweet nothings in your bark. Don't people know that hurts? I mean, just because love is painful for humans, does it gotta be painful for trees, too? Then there's the hikers, tearing off our limbs for walking sticks. That's really no respect. Can you imagine if trees went for off people's limbs? And how about the campers with their fires? Cigarette smokers flipping their butts everywhere. Don't they care that trees burn easy? Why don't they drown their campfires? Forget smoking for a while. I'll tell you why. They got no respect for us trees. Well, we're tired of getting no respect. So the next time you come into a forest, you better be careful, because us trees become chairs and tables, and we'll give you splinters for revenge. Hey, dog, get out of here, will you?
A public service message on behalf of this station, the Ad Council, your state foresters, the Forest Service, Smokey Bear, and every living thing.
And Rodney Dangerfield.
The Champagne State.
Why do I take stock in America? 'Cause I love fishing along the Mississippi, roaming through the redwood trees, Johnny Cass and the Blue Ridge Mountains. I take stock in these. I take stock in a little cabin right near the Florida Keys. I take stock in an education at State University. I take stock in America. I take stock in America.
The Astrodome as we move to the bottom of the first inning of a scoreless ball game. Philadelphia, no runs, 5 hits. Houston, no runs and only 1 base hit. A leadoff double by the lead man, Terry Puhl, in the first inning. Joe Morgan, Jose Cruz, Cesar Cedeno standing by against Larry Christenson. Morgan moving in. He walked in the first inning, and Jack Buck's coming up.
Morgan, Cruz, and Cedeno. Morgan drew a walk his first time up. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher, Larry Christenson. 2 good pitchers going at it today. And the first one coming in the bottom of the 4th is up high, ball 1. Leopard and Willis doing the coaching. And the crowd whooping it up. Morgan swings, fouls it back here, and he had a good rip. And a Larry Christensen pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. 8:15 tonight. The Royals at New York. 8:15 Eastern Time. Ernie Harwell and Kurt Gowdy with the story. Nobody on, nobody out. A swing and a foul and a half swing by Morgan. He goes into the seats, 1-2. Tomorrow we're back here at 4:15 Eastern Time for the 4th game and perhaps the final game of the playoffs. Christensen brings it home, and it's high outside, 2-2. Kansas City defeated the Yankees 7-2, and last night 3-2, and they'll try to get into the series with a win tonight. 2-2 to Morgan. A little bit low. Joe won't help you out. One of the better batting eyes in the National League. 3-2. He's capable of hitting the ball out. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to the leadoff man. Swing and a bouncer to first. 1 hop to his old friend Pete Rose, who steps on, 1 gone. Well, Morgan pulled the ball, but bounced it to Rose. There's 1 out, and Cruz is up. Jose grounded into a double play his first time. With 11 home runs, led the Astros in RBIs with 91, and most of the Houston players think that he was their most valuable player. Swings, hits it foul over the dugout. He was up there trying to get out in front and pull the ball, and took a full swing. Jose from Puerto Rico. Jumps back, the pitch is on the corner, and a called strike. That's 2 of them. Christensen came right in on him and is quickly ahead on the count. Boone gives the sign. The next pitch coming, and it's a little bit low. Cruz is from Arroyo, Puerto Rico. Had a better year this year than last. He swings and fouls it to stay alive as it bounces up on the screen. Morgan has bounced out to start the home half of the 4th in a scoreless game. Phillies 5 hits, Houston 1. Plus 2 walks from Christensen. Cruz took it outside, 2-2. In and out. Christensen pitching to Jose Cruz. Next one on the way. Just missed the outside corner, 3-2. Christensen behind on the count got Morgan out. Now he has a full count on Cruz. And he brings it home. Swing and a line drive into the right field corner. The ball drops. There for an apparent double. McBride over to get it. Cruz heads around second base. He's trying for third with only 1 out. And he makes it safely without a play. Missed relay, Jack, cost him dearly. McBride, first of all, was was waiting for the ball to bounce off the fence. It fell dead at the foot of the wall. And then I didn't watch the relay, Jerry.
The relay missed Manny Trillo, who was out there, and when that happened, it went into Larry Bowa, and it took that little extra amount of time. By the time Bowa picked it up, Cruz had third. The only chance they had would have been an accurate throw to Trillo over to third base. A big, big play. The Astros in business again.
Cruz came very close to missing second base. He just got a corner of it. He looked out in the right field, saw the ball, and knew it was very important to get to third with one out. He's there. Cedeno is up. The infield is in. No score. Bottom of the fourth. Cesar popped out his first time. Christenson fakes the throw to third, but doesn't throw it. 50,000 people yell balk. Now the pitch to Cedeno. Runner at third, one out. Ball one low. And Larry Christenson has been behind the hitters in this inning. The triple by Cruz was only the second Houston hit. But they have a chance to go on top. Cruz now has 3 hits, 4 hits in the playoffs. Here it comes, Cedeno. Swing, taps it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jack, looking a little bit ahead. If they should get Cedeno, I'm sure they'll walk Walling to go after Luis Pujols with first and second base opens right now. But let's see what happens. Cedeno is the man who has to make things happen right here for the Houston Astros.
He drove in 73 runs during the regular season, and he's driven in 1 in the playoffs to this point. Schmidt, Bowa, Trillo, and Rose are all playing in. The outfield a little to the right. They give him left center. Here's the pitch with a runner at third, 1 out, way high. Ball 2, 2-1. Christenson has been behind on the count on all 3 hitters here in the Houston fourth. All this game, Houston trying to be first to score. Cedeno swings and misses the breaking ball. 2-2, and Christenson will really be striving for the strikeout now.
That was a big miss by Cedeno. It was not close. A high slider, and Cesar wanted something up that he could hit in the air. He got it, but missed it big.
He wants at least a fly ball to send Cruz home. Luzinski very deep and left. 2-2 the count. Boone has given the sign. Christenson is ready. Here it comes. Swing and a ground ball to short. The runner stays at third. The batter's out at first, 2 out. So the drawn in infield paid off for the Phillies.
Dallas Green has done that twice, and in each case it's paid off for him. Philadelphia not wanting to give away anything with Joe Niekro out there, and they realize that Niekro is the kind of a pitcher, when he's hot, he can shut you out.
Denny Walling, the man on the spot now for the home club. Slides to center his first time. The infielders drop back with 2 out. Cruz at third. They're going to walk him. Jerry Coleman was right. They're going to walk Walling, the left-handed batter, and pitch to Pujols. And I see Alan. No, that's not Alan Ashby. I was thinking maybe Houston would make a change, but Alan Ashby has a problem with his rib cage. So Houston has only the one other catcher. They have Bochy, the only one other they'd like to put into the game. So Dallas Green has the upper hand on him here.
It's much too early in the game to be making changes. Unless you're in a position, say, with 1 and no outs and the bases loaded, and you've got some pinch hitter who is really astonishingly good, you might get him in there to try to break it open early.
Now there's a chance that Houston might do more running here. They have Cruz on at third, Walling on at first. That was the third walk by Larry Christenson, his first intentional walk. And the batter is Luis Pujols. He flied to left field his first time up, a right-handed batter. Outfield around to the right. Two on, 2 out. The pitch. Strike called into the knees. We're in the bottom of the fourth. No score. Houston threatening with men on at first and third and 2 out. And now the pitch. Pujols swings and chops it to the left side. Tough for Schmidt. Gets there, makes a dandy play, throws low. Out! A terrific play by both Mike Schmidt and Pete Rose.
When you talk about hitting, that's a big part of the game. They forget about the defense. That may have saved this ball game. Schmidt got a short hop, made a bad throw, and I don't know how Rose picked that one off the ground. It was a shoulder-high hopper, and he managed to hang on.
Schmidt came charging in, short-hopped the ball, had to continue running toward first as he groped for the ball in his glove, and then drilled it into the dirt in front of Rose. And Rose caught it, and the inning is over. So Cruz was at third with one out, and Houston failed to score. The intentional pass paid off for Philadelphia. No runs, one hit, a walk, two left. Houston has left 4. The Phillies have left 5, and after 4, no score.
Once again, time for the Finley Quality Network feature, The Question Man. Here's the first one. Does my TV set use more electricity than an electric chair?
Yes. What do you have in mind? Next question.
Some days when I drive to work, I can hardly see. I'd walk, but that smog burns my eyes and makes me sick. What's the answer?
I didn't hear a question. But did you know the automobile accounts for about 90% of the air pollution in some major cities? That's not just a lot of hot air.
Everybody's talking about air pollution, but nobody's doing anything about it, right?
Wrong. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has set and enforces auto emission standards. And people who carpool, use mass transit, or walk when they can are all fighting air pollution. Next.
Where do you get your answers, Mr. Question Man?
Well, I'm a highly intelligent person, smart enough to write for information, especially when it concerns my health. Friends, ask yourself about your car and clean air lately. You'll get the answers from the Environmental Protection Agency's free booklet. Write to Answers EPA, Washington, D.C., 20460.
If you missed it, I hope you get a chance to see it on the replays or on the films this evening. The play between Mike Schmidt and Pete Rose and the bottom of the fourth inning was sensational on both sides. Schmidt coming in on a high chopper, had a short hop and had to almost get it about the knee and a dead run, then threw low, and Rose picked it out of the dirt. I don't know how he did it, but he saved the run and maybe a lot more. So we're going into the fifth inning now. Larry Christenson leading off against Joe Niekro. We are still scoreless. Phillies no runs, 5 hits. Astros no runs, 2 hits. Jack Buck moving in.
Fifth inning. Scoreless game. Christenson at the ditch. Struck out his first time. Joe Niekro, the hurler. Knuckleball, ball 1. And we're underway in the fifth inning. Christenson, Rose, and McBride. Next pitch. Low ball 2. Theme song for the Phillies could be. It started all over again. They left 14 men on base Wednesday night. They've stranded 5 in this game. They've had men on base in every inning, and Niekro is behind on the count. 2 balls, no strikes to Larry Christenson. Though he's a pretty good hitter, he'll probably take a strike. Here it comes. Strike call, 2-1. Nobody on, nobody out in the fifth. Now Christenson swings and chops it to the left side. Cabell has it. His throw out. 1 gone. Folks, exciting college football is yours on most of these CBS stations. The Sun Bowl in El Paso, December 27th. The Cotton Bowl in Dallas on New Year's Day. And the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama on the 17th of January. Don't miss it on CBS Radio. Pete Rose has 5 out of 10 in the playoffs. Here today, he is struck out in singles. And he bats with 1 out against Joe Niekro. Niekro from Martins Ferry, Ohio. Lives in Florida now. Brings it in to Pete. And misses inside, ball 1. Out on the base is empty. The pitch. Swing and a foul out of play. Off to the left it went. 1 ball, 1 strike. Both the Philadelphia Ball Club and the Houston team have been very, very fine hosts to the media covering this action. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pete Rose looks at it in the dirt. Ball 2. We're in the 5th inning. No score. The next one from Niekro, swinging a foul back here. 2-2. Niekro is a formidable person at 6'1", 190. Won 21 games a year ago, 20-12 this year. Trying to beat the Phillies for the first time this season here this afternoon. He was 0-2. 2-2 pitch. On the way. Low. And a full count. Rose batting with 1 out. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a high foul out of play to the left. Rose, when he's batting, will spoil an awful lot of good pitches. And wait for the hurler to make a mistake. Pujols down, giving the sign. Here comes another. Rose swings, hits it on 1 hop to the second baseman Morgan, who throws him out. 2 out, and Niekro is trying to set the Phillies down in order for the first time this afternoon. In order to do that, he'll have to get Bake McBride.
Rather unusual to see Joe Morgan in the waning years of his career. He's 37 years old. He started here, in 1963 or 4 with the Houston Colt 45s at that time. Went on to Cincinnati where he had his greatest days, and now back finishing up his career with the Houston Astros. A true professional, one of the greats of this game.
McBride from Fulton, Missouri, at the plate, left-handed batter. The pitch, knuckleball inside, ball 1. Fulton, Missouri is where Winston Churchill made his famous Iron Curtain speech shortly after the war. McBride hobbled a bit with injuries, can still run with the best. He bats with 2 out and looks at ball 2 inside. Outfield straight away. Cabell in, guarding against the bunt. Cabell, Reynolds, Morgan, and Walling on the infield for Houston. 2 out, 5th inning, no score. Here it comes. Strike call, 2-1. Both of these teams feature outstanding bullpens, as do all 4 of the teams in the Major League playoffs. It's getting rather late here. 5th inning, no score. Next pitch, McBride swings and a high fly ball into left. Cruz is there, and the Phillies go down 1-2-3. The first time Niekro has set them down in order. We go into the bottom of the 5th inning. Houston will send up Reynolds and the pitcher, and then Terry Puhl. Going in, no score.
I'll be looking forward to the time when I can come back and entertain again like I did.
Coming up on FCN, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. A 6-hour radio special. Hear the story of Elvis, from his Memphis beginnings to his tragic end. And lots of great music.
Are you lonely? Does your hair look fresh?
Elvis Presley radio special, Monday, October 13th at 2 p.m. from right here at FCN.
We've moved halfway through this ball game, the third game of the National League Championship Series between the Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies, and we have nothing but goose eggs on the board. The Phillies been up 5 times. The Astros 4. We've gone through 4.5, and so now we're going to see the Houston Astros come up again on the bottom of the 5th inning. Houston, with a runner at third base and 1 out in the 1st inning, couldn't get him in. Houston, with a runner at third with 1 out in the 4th inning, couldn't get him in. The Philadelphia Phillies had a couple of chances, especially in that 3rd inning. Runners at second and third, 1 out, they couldn't get him in. So there have been scoring opportunities galore. Nobody can get a runner across the plate, and I guess you talk about clutch hitting right now. We're lacking that at the moment. Larry Christenson and Joe Niekro. Christenson has been sharp for Philadelphia. He's given up only 2 base hits. Niekro has given up 5, but appears now, at least in that 5th inning, to have settled down. His control was better, and he went away from his knuckleball and went to the power, the slider, and the fastball. Let's see if he stays there or comes back to the knuckleball. We're going into the bottom of the 5th inning for Philadelphia. Make that for the Houston Astros, Craig Reynolds, Joe Niekro, and then the top of the order, Terry Puhl. Jack Buck standing by for the play-by-play.
Larry Christenson on the mound. He's been plagued by a couple of injuries. Broke his right collarbone in a bicycle accident. Then he had an elbow operation on his pitching arm. He's 5-1 after coming off of the disabled list this year. The number 8 hitter, Craig Reynolds, leads it off. He's a left-handed batter, grounded out to second his first time. The first pitch coming, caught the outside corner, and a call strike 1. Christenson is stand 1, walked 3, 1 intentionally, and allowed only 2 hits. There is no score. Reynolds would like to get on and have the pitcher bunt him over. Christenson brings it, swinging a fly ball into left center. Back goes Maddox. He's there, has it for the out. Maddox got a good jump on the ball, started to come in, and then saw he had to drift back. Caught it handily, 1 out.
They talk about who's the best in center field. Garry Maddox, one of the top 3 or 4 in the National League, maybe all of baseball. It appeared as though Craig Reynolds might be coming up with his first hit of the series, but Maddox, after recovering momentarily from a lapse of moving in, caught it easily.
He's 0 for 7 now in the playoffs. That doesn't really, of course, Houston would like to have him get some hits, but that doesn't really bother them. They want people who can make the plays defensively. Niekro fanned his first time. Takes a strike. Niekro, as we pointed out earlier, had 22 hits during the regular season. No home runs. Right-handed batter. Swings, grounds it to short. Larry Bowa short hops the ball. His throw is on the money. And there are 2 quick outs. Terry Puhl is up. He won't be so easy. Puhl takes a little time coming up there to give Niekro a breather on the bench. We're at the bottom of the 5th. No score. The Philadelphia 6th inning. Schmidt, Luzinski, and Trillo will be the batters. Puhl takes the strike call. Christenson, who was behind the hitters in the previous inning, has been ahead of all 3 hitters in this frame. Terry Puhl takes the blow. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tonight from Yankee Stadium at 8:15 Eastern Time, Ernie Harwell and Kurt Gowdy. Puhl shoots it foul off to the left. He's in the hole, 1-2. The City Royals, leading 2-0 after winning 7-2 and 3-2, play the Yankees. You'll hear the game on CBS radio tonight. Christensen's pitch. A palm ball is fouled into the Houston dugout. It stays 1-2. We'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15 Eastern Time for the 4th game of the National League playoffs. Terry Puhl took it low. 2-2. So if you're on the go over the weekend, take a radio along to keep up with sports events. Keep your dial tuned to CBS Sports. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Puhl goes down, chases a bad ball low. The second strikeout for Christenson. Second time he has set Houston down without a runner. 5 snappy innings have been played in the Dome, and after 5, the Phillies nothing and Houston nothing.
Daddy, what do these words mean? Nuclear waste disposal energy.
What? What are you talking about?
Our teacher, Miss Williams, she says these things are important, you know, in the next congressional election.
That's congressional election, honey.
So how come they're important, Dad?
Well, they're important because, well, you see, energy is what keeps the country going. Lights, heat, factories, they all need energy. But it's in short supply now, and the politicians can't agree on what to do about it.
What about you, Dad? Do you know what to do about it?
Well, I guess I'll vote for the candidate who supports the same things I do.
Who's that?
Well, I don't know yet, but I will soon.
Are you up on the latest issues? Do you know where your candidates stand on them? Read your local newspaper. Look for it in your library. Or have parents and friends send you clippings about important news back home. Stay informed about national and local issues. Remember, you're a voter only if you vote. Be a voter.
In 1981, when you're looking for a place to take your family for a fun day that's affordable, think baseball. And when you're looking for a unique way to share some time with your family and friends at very reasonable prices, think baseball. When you're looking for clean, wholesome family entertainment that won't break your budget, think baseball. And when you're looking for one of the best family entertainment buys around today, think baseball. So take your family out to the ballpark in 1981 and catch baseball fever. The preceding has been brought to you on behalf of Major League Baseball. 5 innings down the drain here at the Houston Astrodome. Philadelphia scoreless, the Astros scoreless. Going now to the 6th inning. We got some muscle coming up for the Phillies. Schmidt, Luzinski, and Trillo. Jack Buck standing by for the play-by-play.
Thank you, Jerry. Come on, somebody. Schmidt leads it off. He singled, stole a base, was left on. He's 1 for 2, and he's had 3 out of 10. He's the first one up against Joe Niekro. And the first pitch, 6th inning. Low squirts away from the catcher, Pujols, ball 1. Bruce Fleming, the ball and strike umpire, sends anyone to the mound.
I don't know why, Jack. I just have the feeling that somewhere along the line there'll be a deluge of base hits and runs scored by one of these ball clubs. They're both due, and in a 0-0 scoreless game like this, a little miscue or some kind of a break and turn it around.
Joe Niekro has set down 5 in a row at this point as he pitches to Mike Schmidt, for whom Jose Cruz is very deep in luck. Nobody on, nobody out. 6th inning. Schmidt took a strike, called 1-1. Pujols catching. Alan Ashby with a rib injury. Cabell rather deep behind the base at 3rd. Schmidt swings and missed a high fly ball into short left. Reynolds, the shortstop, is out. Waiting has it. 1 out. I was talking about taking your radio along this weekend if you're on the move. Keep up with sports events. On CBS, you'll hear Sports Central USA and Weekend Worldwide Sports with Win Elliott. Dick Stockton with predictions on Saturday and Sports Profile on Sunday. The late edition of Sports Time with Howard David. Wherever you are this weekend, take CBS along with you. Luzinski. We'll see what he can do with 1 out. Swings, chops it to the right side. Niekro gets to it, continues to run, and steps on the base for an easy out. 2 gone.
That was a good play by Niekro. He just caught the ball and started over the first, but the thing was he recovered so quickly on the knuckleball. Luzinski squirted it out towards first, and he was on it in a hurry.
Continue to compare Joe Niekro with his brother Phil. They're both very good athletes. They can hit, they can feel their position, they have good pickoff moves, and of course, they're very good pitchers. Joe Niekro, a 20-game winner this year, has set down 7 in a row at this point. The Phillies missed a lot of early chances. They've stranded 5, and they send up Manny Trillo. His double and fly to right. We are in the 6th inning, no score. Phillies batting. Strike called. Trillo took a pitch. He didn't want Niekro to get away with an extremely easy inning. And he took a strike. Seems a big difference when a pitcher works in this ballpark and doesn't have to worry about everybody in the lineup knocking the ball out of the ballpark as they do in Atlanta or at Wrigley Field. Most notably, those two ballparks. 2 out here in the 6th. Ball 1 to Trillo now. Manny from Venezuela. The pitch. Swing and a foul. He's in the hole as it goes back to the string.
Jack, a comment about today's players. When you think of the parts that were used in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, a lot of them just sandboxes. And then you think of what these players have done in the home run department and the power department. They've surpassed almost every power record of the old-timers. You just have to say, hey, wait a minute, these guys aren't so bad after all. They can do it. These youngsters can play the game of baseball. They can hit with a lot of punch. They're playing at bigger parks, tougher home run alleys all over the place.
People who have been around for a long time will argue on behalf of today's ball player as being the best. The pitch. Trillo golfs it to the left side. Reynolds gets it. May not throw him out. Throws high and late. A base hit for Trillo. And the first baseman, Walling, wisely left the base. Caught the ball, and Trillo has his second hit of the game. Hit it in the hole, and Reynolds really had little chance of throwing him out, but tried nonetheless.
Well, with no one on, he had an opportunity maybe of making the play. He just lobbed it over there, and Trillo was by the bag before the ball arrived. But give Walling credit, as you mentioned, Jack, to go back and get the ball and keep Trillo at first base rather than let him go down to second.
So the runner is on, 2 men out, and Garry Maddox is the batter. Maddox fits the mold of Enos Cabell of Houston. He's liable to do anything. Hit a home run or punt for a hit, pull the ball, go the other way. And with 2 outs, the Phillies might do some running. We've seen very little running in this scoreless game. We're in the 6th. Trillo takes the lead. Not going, and a pitch is inside. Ball 1 to Garry Maddox. Maddox has had 4 out of 10 in the playoffs. Up to first and singled in the 4th inning. A 2-out single by Trillo, the 6th Philadelphia hit. Not going, and Maddox fouls it out of play. A ball and a strike. Well, a chance to enjoy the evening here in Houston. Back out here for afternoon action tonight. Meanwhile, tonight we'll be able to follow the Kansas City Yankee game. You will too on CBS Radio. Trillo takes his lead. Draws the throw. He returns. At first with 2 out here on the scoreboard in Houston. Seems strange to look out at that big scoreboard and see only 1 game slated. Kansas City at New York. Manny Trillo steps back to first as Niekro steps off the rubber. Schmidt popped out. Luzinski grounded out. Trillo singled. A ball and a strike to number 31, Garry Maddox. He waits. Here it comes. Swings and a high fly ball to center. Cedeno goes back. He's there. He has it. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We go into the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies nothing, Houston nothing.
It's a good day. You like your job. You cooked a good dinner. Now you're all set to enjoy a game of bridge. Only
I don't feel very well.
My stomach hurts.
Suddenly it's not so good. A flu bug going around? Could be. But it could mean contaminated food. And most of the time, illnesses from contaminated food can be avoided simply by proper food handling in the home. There are a number of precautions you can take, and some of them begin in the store. When buying frozen foods, for example, make sure they're stored below the freeze line in the supermarket freezer. Put frozen foods and perishables, such as eggs, milk, and milk products, in your shopping cart last, and carry these foods home immediately. In some foods, harmful bacteria can multiply quickly if the foods are left at room temperature. So play it safe and prevent contamination. Make it a habit to handle food safely in the supermarket and at home. Your family's health depends on it. A public service message from the Food and Drug Administration.
Houston Astros with a home record of 53-26, a road record of 38-44. So that means they were well over 500 at home, but well under 500 on the road. They're going to send up Enos Cabell, Joe Morgan, and Jose Cruz against Larry Christenson. A scoreless ball game. The Phillies no runs, 6 hits, and error. Astros no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Here's Cabell stepping in. Jack Buck to call it for you.
And there they go, the Philadelphia bullpen brigade. They're going to start loosening up a couple of people down there. Astros are hoping that here with the middle of their batting order, they can get something done. Cabell to lead it off. He's grounded out twice. Here we go into the bottom of the 6th. The first one from Larry Christenson. Strike called. Both bullpens are busy. Here's a line drive, base hit into center field by Cabell. Leading off, that pitch was up and he whacked it through the middle. Christensen clinched as the ball went racing by, and Houston has one of their better base runners aboard.
Jack, talking about the bullpen going for Philadelphia, it looks like Brewster, Toche, and the right-hander down there, 2 of them going. Apparently, Christensen may have said something when he was in the dugout. Hey, my leg might be bothering me, that groin may be acting up, because rarely in this kind of a ball game on a man's pitching a 3-hitter, if you send somebody down there, you get loose.
You would expect Houston to play the punting game with Morgan up there, a very good punter. Cabell takes the lead. Here's the pitch. He's going to swing, and he takes a strike. They've no indication of putting the ball down. I guess they figure if he punts them over, they'll walk Cruz, and they don't want that. Leadoff single by Cabell, the third. Houston hit a throw to first. The throw was high, and the runner got back. Might have been close that Christensen throwing the ball on the base. A check on the runner, the pitch to the plate, and Morgan takes the ball outside. Morgan's a good hit-and-run man. He'll make contact. So if they're not going to bunt, they haven't shown that, Houston might do some running. Bell takes the lead. Scoreless game, 6th inning. Cabell not going. Morgan takes it low. Ball 2.
Jack, they almost have to start Cabell on a spot like this. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch out. It could happen. If it does, it'd be one of the great gambles of all time. But Cabell with speed, Morgan contact hitter. Let's see what happens.
6th inning, no score. Runner at first. Nobody out. Time called by the batter Morgan. Hughes walked, grounded out. He's had 1 out of 3 thus far in the playoffs. The runner going. The pitch swung on. Grounded to first. A dandy play by Rose. And Rose beat Morgan to the base as Morgan tumbled in there. And Cabell goes to second base. Some play by Pete Rose.
Outstanding play by Rose, and yet Cabell got confused. He didn't know whether the ball was hit in the air or on the ground, and he started to go back to first for a moment.
And Christensen had trouble beating Morgan to the base. Has that groin injury, Jerry.
Rose, an outstanding play. That saves a lot of big damage, but right now Houston with a chance to break the tie here. It's scoreless. We're in the bottom of the 6th.
They're going to pitch to Cruz with Cabell at second and 1 out. So Morgan did pull the ball and move the runner over. Cruz is 1 for 2 today, and time is called. Now they look into the Philadelphia dugout. They're going to put him on. I thought that might happen. They are. They were ready to make the pitch when Manny Trillo, the second baseman, caught the attention of the umpire and called time. They're going to put Cruz on him, pitch to Cedeno.
I think it makes sense. They're looking at the best hitter in clutch situations for the Houston Astros, Jose Cruz. So they're going to get him on. And what this does, it does two things. It puts Cedeno at the plate, who has not done a lot of the series, and especially today has not looked good against Christenson. Not only get rid of that tough hitter Cruz, but you have a chance for a double play with Cedeno batting, even though he's got speed. He has not hit the ball with authority.
On the other hand, Cedeno, who is a power hitter, could drive in a couple if he happens to get the extra base hit. Fourth pass given by Larry Christenson, the second intentional pass. Kevin Soche and Mickey Knowles are down in the bullpen for Philadelphia. And Gordy Gladson is warming up for Houston. Earlier, Joaquin Andujar got loose. There's ball 4 to Cruz. On base for the second time. 2 on, 1 out for Houston in the bottom of the 6th in a scoreless game. Cedeno's the batter. He popped to short and he grounded to short. There was a day not too long ago when they wouldn't think of walking anybody ahead of Cedeno. But he's a different kind of hitter now. Necessarily so because of this ball flight. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch from Christenson. Steady whirls, but doesn't make the pickoff throw to second. You have to watch the bell. And Cruz, they're both very fast. In fact, speed all around for Houston. Bell at second, Cruz at first. Cedeno at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to short. Double play ball to Boa. To Trillo on to first. High, but out. Double play, and the inning is over.
Jack, that's the second time of the ball game that Houston has been taken out of the game because of a double play, and right at first base, sprawled behind the bag is Cesar Cedeno. He went down hard.
He was hustling, trying to get in there, and he is prone to injury. And he stumbled over the base and may have come up with an injury. He is very slow in getting up. He really took a header down there. So as they tend to him, we'll do our commercial and check and see how Cesar is when we come back.
You got Ruth. I got Ruth. He believes in the sky. Got Ruth. Everything that breathes got ice and roof. And every time we burn a tree, we're breaking up the family. Birds got Ruth. Bees got Ruth. All the children of the trees got Ruth. Moss got Ruth. Weeds got Ruth. All the flowers and the seeds got Ruth. And every time we burn a tree, we're breaking up the family.
This has been a public service message on behalf of this station, the Ad Council, your state foresters, the Forest Service, Smokey Bear, and every living thing.
At the Houston Astrodome, we've gone through 6 innings of play, a scoreless ball game, and in the bottom of the 6th inning, when Cesar Cedeno hit into that double play, he has just been carried off the field on a stretcher Jack Buck, I have the feeling there could be more than meets the eye with that ankle. He may have cracked it, he may have sprained it severely, whatever. It appears as though he's gone for today and maybe for the series.
Yeah, he really went down hard. Wouldn't even hazard a guess at what happened, but it appears to be an ankle injury of some sort. I say I wouldn't hazard a guess of the severity of it, but suffice to say he's out, and Houston has made some changes.
Dennis Walling has gone from first base to right field. Terry Puhl from right field to center field, and Dave Bergman goes in to play first base, the left-hand batter. So we're about ready to go on the seventh inning. Larry Bowa the hitter, and here's Jack Buck.
Seventh inning, no score. Larry Bowa against Joe Niekro. The pitch to Bowa, 0 for 2, is low, ball one. Cabell is in at third and on the line, starting against the bunt and the extra base hit down the line. Bowa third, fly to right. He's 0 for 2 and 3 out of 8 in the series. He'll be followed by Boone and then Christenson. Bowa's swing corks it into left center field. Cruz on the move. He's there and has it for the out. Bowa took a shot at the gap in left center, but Jose Cruz got over and caught that line drive. 1 out. And Bob Boone is up. He lined out to left and grounded to short. Philadelphia has stranded 6 men in this game. They've had 6 hits. Niekro hasn't walked anybody.
That's a good omen as far as the Astros are concerned. Joe, as you mentioned when the game got underway, if he runs into a problem, it can be controlled. If that knuckleball's over the plate, he can be very effective.
Cabell does the same, guards the line, drops a little bit deeper than he was for Bowa. The batter is Bob Boone, and he grounds it to short. Reynolds has the big hop, and the throw is on the money, 2 out. And looks like an easy 7th inning for Niekro with the pitcher coming up. If indeed he does bat. But he is not going to bat. Larry Christenson is being lifted. You know, earlier, when the ball hit by Morgan, Christenson sprinted off the mound to cover first. Rose ended up making the putout. Christenson, who's playing with a bad groin, may have aggravated that condition. And so he's going to be lifted right here for the pinch hitter.
Well, we got a pinch hitter, George Vukovic, an outfielder, a left-hand batter coming on to do the hitting. And with Christensen, that could be a tough break for the Phillies. He was pitching exceedingly well, but he had a groin injury, and at one point, less than a month ago, manager Dallas Green felt he wouldn't pitch at all again this year. He did an exceedingly good job through 6 innings, but he had to leave the ball game, and with 2 down, Vukovic the hitter.
Vukovic is a big fellow. You would suspect that he has some power, and when you watch him in batting practice, he does, but he hasn't had many chances to play. So you would say that he is not a big home run threat right here. He had none with 8 runs batted in during the season. A left-handed batter batting for Larry Christenson. Dickie Knowles will be the new pitcher for Philadelphia. We're in a scoreless game in the 7th inning. As Vukovic waits, here's the pitch from Joe Niekro. A swing and a miss. The knuckleball darted away from the left-handed batter. For Christensen, pitched 6 innings, allowed no runs and 3 hits. He had 2 strikeouts and walked 4, 2 intentionally. Vukovic, a high pop fly behind short. Reynolds out, has it for the out. And it was an easy inning for Joe Niekro. Took care of the pinch hitter on the pop fly to short. And it is 7th inning stretch time here in the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. And going into the bottom of the 7th, with Dennis Walling to lead it off for the home club, it's still Philadelphia nothing and Houston nothing. This is Will.
If you're your own worst enemy when it comes to saving, why not join the payroll savings plan? That way, you can begin saving before you start spending. All you have to do is sign up where you work. Then an amount you specify is set aside from each paycheck and used to buy United States savings bonds. You build up savings and earn good interest at the same time. The payroll savings plan could turn out to be your best friend. Join the plan that makes dreams come true.
Knowles is on the mound, taking over for Larry Christenson. Just to bring you up to date, in the event that you haven't been aware of it, tomorrow night it'll be Vern Rule. He'll be going for the Houston Astros. If Philadelphia loses, it'll be Steve Carlton. If they win, it'll be Marty Bystrom. Then on Sunday, if the games go that far and they need a fifth game to decide who the winner is going to be, it'll be Kenny Force or Nolan Ryan for Houston. And then if Carlton pitches tomorrow, it'll be Bystrom pitching on Sunday. If the Phillies win tomorrow and then lose the following day, it'll be Carlton going on Sunday. So that's the way it goes. So we'll do that again for you. Rule for Houston tomorrow. If the Phillies lose, it'll be Carlton. If they win, it'll be Bystrom. If they go to Sunday, it'll be Carlton. If Carlton wins tomorrow, it'll be Bystrom on Sunday. That's a little confusing, Jack, but that's the way it is.
Dickie Knowles is on the mound. His first pitch is wide. Dennis Walling leading off in the seventh inning, ball one. Knowles brings back another and throws the strike, and it's 1-1. Dickie Knowles in relief of Larry Christenson. Knowles is a 6'2" right-hander from Charlotte, North Carolina. And Warren Brister goes down to the bullpen for Philadelphia now. Walling swings, shoots it into center. There's Maddox, drifts back and has it for the out. And Walling is 0 for 2 with a walk. Got good wood on that ball, but hit it right at the center fielder, Garry Maddox. Rather hazy and smoky here in the dome, isn't it, Jerry?
Well, I think there's a lot of heat being generated by these Houston fans. They're getting a little nervous now as we get to the bottom of the seventh and no score in the game.
A reminder that Cesar Cedeno was injured earlier. We'll get word as to the type of injury and extent of injury. He had to leave the game. Pujols is the batter, 0 for 2. Strike called. A good breaking ball from Knowles. N-O-L-E-S. That's his first name, Dickie, rather than Richard. His next. And it's low outside, a ball. We're in the bottom of the seventh. The Phillies about hit Houston 6-3, and there is no score. One out and nobody on base. Both teams have had scoring chances. Up high to the batter. 2-1. To Pujols. Strike. He took one right down the middle. That's an easy. 2-2. Wasn't much of a hitter during the regular season at 199. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Ball 3. Low outside. Contact batter is Craig Reynolds. Now Knowles delivers on 3-2 and walks the 199 hitter, the light-hitting Luis Pujols, with 1 out. Let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
This is SCN Radio, 790 Fort Clayton and 1420 Fort Davis.
Cesar Cedeno has been taken to the hospital for X-rays of that ankle injury.
Cesar had some knee problems here 3 or 4 years ago and had an operation. Any time that you get into your 30th year and beyond and you start having problems with your legs, no matter how slight they may be, each added one adds to the problem, and consequently, as the years go on, it starts to slow you down. Something like this could hurt him tremendously if there is a broken ankle.
First base, the batter Craig Reynolds. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch, and a bunt by Reynolds, fielded by Schmidt. Goes to first, out. Schmidt had a little trouble grasping that ball after fielding it. Reynolds moved him down, and they're going to take a shot at Joe Niekro driving in the run for himself.
Jack, I have to believe that Reynolds was bunting for a base hit. You rarely bunt with one out to try to get a runner at second base with a pitcher coming up. I think that Reynolds, who has done this before, he'll try to bunt the ball to deep short and beat out an infield hit and then put runners at first and second for the pitcher. But now we have a report on Cedeno.
And he stepped on the side of the base and suffered a fractured right ankle.
Oh, that hurt.
That's the preliminary report. Meanwhile, Houston has a runner on at second, 2 out, bottom of the 7th, no score, and Niekro at the plate. The pitch is a ball. Niekro has struck out, grounded out. He drove in 10 runs this year. He could very well knock in a run and put himself on top. Pujols is not a speedy runner. No, checks the runner, brings it home. Niekro jumps back, and that's ball 2. That hitter is Puhl, one of the better hitters in the Houston lineup. So Dippy Knowles had better throw some strikes.
I think if he walks Niekro, they're going to get somebody from the bullpen.
High for ball 3. He threatens to walk the pitcher with 2 out here in the 7th inning. Knowles is working very rapidly. His pitch. Strike 3-1. Niekro is swinging or not, but he's good enough to hit a triple pitch. I'll tell you that. 3-1 to count the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball to center. Maddox is there waiting, and he hauls it in, and 7 innings have been played. A 1-out walk, but the man left on, and that's 6 stranded for each club. 7 innings have been played under the dome. Phillies have out-hit the Astros 6-3, and after 7, Philadelphia nothing, Houston nothing.
So much to say, so much to do, so many things to know. Got a feeling inside of me, looking for somewhere to go. Looking for a broader horizon in the country of my mind. Wanna take big steps, wanna meet new friends, wanna find what I can find. 4-H, there's room to grow in 4-H. 4-H, 4-H, 4-H gives you room to grow.
No matter where you live, there's probably a 4-H group near you. And no matter what your interest, there's probably a 4-H program you can get involved in. To find out more, call your local extension office.
4-H gives you room to grow.
The Astrodome, Houston, Texas, a scoreless ball game. We're sailing into the 8th inning. It'll be the Philadelphia Phillies and the top of their order coming on. Pete Rose, Bake McBride, and Mike Schmidt. And in the event that you may have missed it, Cesar Cedeno was hitting in the 6th inning, bounced into a double play, lunged for the bag at first base, and came up short. Apparently hit his right ankle on the bag the wrong way and fractured it. He left the field on a stretcher, and Cesar, of course, is gone for this game and for the season. And let's hope that that fracture is not a severe one. He'll be able to come back 100% in 1981. So the Houston Astros, whether they make it to the series or not, have lost one of their key players, Cesar Cedeno, for the entire remainder of the 1980 season. Pete Rose ready to go. He is 1 for 3 in this game. He'll be followed by Bake McBride and Mike Schmidt. Joe Niekro still in there going strong. In fact, in the last 5, like that 5th, 6th, and 7th inning, he's given up 1 base hit, an infield single. He's had things under control, and here's Jack Buck to tell you about it.
Each club will have the top of the batting order up in the 8th inning, so perhaps something will happen here in a contest which shapes up as though 1 run would win it. Both clubs have very good bullpens. Niekro, quite strong on the mound, hasn't walked anybody, as Jerry Coleman told you. He's had only 2 strikeouts. Rose is 1 for 3. Struck out, singled, and grounded to second. Third baseman Cabell is in. Both he and the first baseman guard the foul line. Rose leading off. And Niekro, the knuckleballer, kicks and fires. Knuckleball down and in, ball 1. Rose has had 1 hit in this game and 5 in the playoff series, 5 out of 11. Nobody on, nobody out, no score. He's ending the pitch, swinging a ground ball to second. Joe Morgan waits as it throws out. Dave Berkman playing first base now. Took the throw. There's 1 gone, and I'm sure Houston breathes a little easier now they've retired Pedro.
Well, that front man is important, but Houston has the advantage here. They have Schmidt, they've got Luzinski, even Maddox, and sometimes McBride have the ability for extra bases, whereas the Houston Astros don't have too many men that can pop the ball. Maybe Jose Cruz is just about it. So in a scoreless ball game, we're going into the 8th inning. The men with the big pop generally have the advantage.
McBride has a hit in this game. He can hit the ball a long way. Had 9 home runs during the year. He bats with 1 out and the base is empty. The pitch coming. Knuckleball. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Tug McGraw warming up for Philadelphia. He may come on and pitch the 8th inning with Puhl leading off and Morgan also to bat in the Houston 8th. McGraw warming up out there. Now here's the pitch from Niekro, and it's low to McBride, a ball in the strike. We're in the 8th inning. 6 hits for the Bills, 3 for the Astros. 1 out, nobody on. They play McBride to Puhl just a bit. The next pitch coming. Knuckleball, bounce to third. Great play by Cabell. His throw in time. He jumped high, Cabell did, and took a double, or maybe a triple, away from McBride.
Enos Cabell is 6 feet 5 inches tall, a converted outfielder who was playing in, and he went as high as he could go to spear that one. A shorter man wouldn't have had a chance.
And that ball gotten by him. It would have been 2 for sure, and had Cruz been unable to get there, it would have been 3 and maybe 4 bases the way McBride can run. There are 2 out, and Mike Schmidt is up. Singled his first time, stole a base. He's 1 for 3. And he's 3 for 11 in the series with no home runs. He had 48 singers as the ball players saw home runs during the season. And he's sinking home run. He takes a ball, gets away from the catcher, ball 1. Niekro hasn't been in a real jam since the 3rd, when the Phillies had been out at 2nd and 3rd and only 1 out. Schmidt Luzinski coming up. Gave up a 1-out single to Maddox in the 4th, set the side down in order in the 5th. The 2-out single to Trillo in the 6th, set the side down in order in the 7th. He's retired the first 2 here, and he's set down 6 in a row. Hasn't walked anybody. Scattered 6 hits. With 2 out, Mike Schmidt swings hard, and this is 1-1. Schmidt will hit a lot of home runs, and will also strike out a lot. Houston will have the top of their batting order up in the bottom of this inning. Whoever wins this one has that tremendous advantage of ending it tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball to center, and it'll be caught by Terry Puhl. He has it. Terry, you notice all these outfielders, they're catching everything with 2 hands in these games, aren't they?
Well, it's about time. We waited all year.
Down in order. Go the Phillies. 7 in a row set down by Joe Niekro. We go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Philadelphia nothing. Houston nothing.
Hi, I'm Woodsy Owl. And I want to thank you for doing a great job in trying to stop pollution. But we need more help. We can't do it all. So help Woodley spread the word. Never be a dirty bird. No matter where you go, come on, you can let some people know. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird. In the snow or on the sand, help keep America looking grand. Oh, help Woodley spread the word. Never be a dirty bird. No matter where you go, you can let some people know. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird. In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
A public service message on behalf of the U.S. Forest Service and this station.
Get it going. Terry Puhl, Enos Cabell, Joe Morgan, the top of the order, ready to go up against the right-handed Dickie Knowles, who came on for Larry Christenson. Christenson has been bothered by a groin injury, left the ball game after going 6 innings. He gave up only 3 hits, allowed no runs. He walked 4 and he struck out 2. So now Knowles will go after Puhl, who doubled, walked, and struck out. Pandemonium is just breaking loose here. As the Astros are exerting their team to get some runs. They've been close a couple of times. They've had runners at third twice with 1 out and couldn't get him in. All right, here's Puhl. Let's go to Jack Buck.
Terry Puhl at the dish. Dickie Knowles pitches a foul off to the right, and Puhl was going for the long ball. He doubled in the first, walked in the third, struck out in the fifth. He's had 4 out of 8. Swing, big hit up the middle. On the ground into center field. A leadoff single by Terry Puhl.
Jack, while we have a moment here, we're waiting for a clarification on the report of Cesar Cedeno. There seems to be some question as to the extent of his injury. We mentioned earlier that it was a fractured ankle, but we're going to wait for a complete clarification on that, and we'll give it to you in just a moment. Today's attendance, 44,443.
That's about all they can jam in here for baseball. The batter is Enos Cabell. Fleet-footed Terry Puhl is on base. He now has 5 hits in this series. 5 out of 9. Takes the lead. Cabell's going to bunt. He does to the right side. Knowles gets it. Gives it to Trillo for the out. The sacrifice is good. Now Joe Morgan, if they pitch to him, and they probably will, or Jose Cruz will be up there. In fact, 3 left-handed batters are coming up in a row, and we're going to see Tug McGraw into the game. He can almost bet. Here comes Dallas Green out, and here comes Tug McGraw into the ball game. So Dickie Knowles came out in the 7th and issued a walk and pitched around it. Gives the leadoff single to Terry Puhl here in the 8th inning. Cabell punted him over. And there's nobody hoping anymore that Dickie Knowles that Tug McGraw gets him out. He doesn't want the loss.
Jack, we do have that confirmation. A fractured right ankle. Cesar Cedeno has been taken to Methodist Hospital here in Houston. So we wanted to make sure we had that accurate before we pass it on to you. And when we found out that possibly it wasn't accurate, we checked on it. Dallas Green making a pitching change, and he's bringing on Tug McGraw, who has been one of the best in the business. He had some great years for the New York Mets. He's had some big years for the Philadelphia Phillies. So he's getting ready to warm up. And while the new pitcher is warming up, let's pause for this.
Weekends are a time to get away from... This is Lucky Cordell for your Better Business Bureau. When you buy clothes for your youngsters, take a few extra minutes to look for certain features. Try to buy outfits with elastic waistbands, wide seams, or large hems that can be let down and out as a child grows. Choose clothing that your child can easily put on by himself. Look for large snaps or zippers instead of buttons or hooks and eyes. Choose clothing that corresponds to the child's measurements, not his age. Make sure that the garment will provide comfort and will fit well. Look for enough fullness to allow freedom of movement, but not enough to be dangerously oversized and floppy. Whenever possible, take the child with you and have him try on the clothes. Remember that value in children's clothing is not determined by price alone. Design, ease of care, and good construction are just as important as price. A tip from your Better Business Bureau.
Doug McGraw warming up, and he'll be facing Joe Morgan, Jose Cruz, Dave Bergman, and Denny Walling. 4 left-hand hitters in a row. Let's go back to Jack. The lead run at second base, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. No score under the dome. McGraw will pitch to Joe Morgan, who's walked and grounded out twice. Had 1 hit, 1 out of 4 in the playoff series. Puhl, a very good runner, down at second. McGraw is ready, and here is his pitch. It's a little bit inside, just off the plate, ball 1. McGraw was touched up for a run the other night, and left-handed batters got to him. He throws the screwball, and frequently is more effective against the right-handed hitter. Another pitch to Morgan is on the way. Strike call, 1-1. Infielder Landeskog is going to warm up. If Morgan gets on base, they'll put him into the ball game because Joe is still hobbled with a bad knee, but they want him at the plate because of the experience he has under his belt, his ability to hit in the clutch. Only drove in 49 runs this year. But you know what a threat he is. With Puhl on at second. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, no score. The pitch, Morgan, a curve, took it low. Ball 2, 2-1. Now Morgan won't help you out. He won't swing at the bad ball, and if you want to walk him, he'll take the walk. The big RBI man, Jose Cruz, is on deck. The outfielder straight away with Morgan up there. Here's the next pitch from Doug McGraw. It's coming. Look out. It's high. Ball 3, 3-1. 3-1. Right now it shapes up like it's going to be McGraw against Cruz. But Morgan will be swinging if it's in there, trying to drive home the first run of this game. Puhl on at second, 1 out, bottom of the 8th, no score. Here's the pitch to Joe Morgan. Swing and a high pop foul out of play, 3-2. Off to the left and into the seat. Dickie Knowles issued a leadoff hit to Terry Puhl, who's one of the heroes Wednesday night with 3 hits. He's had 2 hits and a walk today, and he's perched out there at second base, anxious to score the first run of this game. Here's the pitch on 3-2 to Joe Morgan. Swing and a foul back on a high delivery from Doug McGraw. The bedlam here at the Astrodome, Jack, is incredible. Not only are they trying to upset Doug McGraw, but I'm sure Joe Morgan can feel the pressure and the excitement and the steam rising out of the stands. It's incredible. Not many would be up there without some trepidation. Runner on at second, 1 out, 3-2 the count to Morgan. Doug McGraw has the sign. He kicks and fires. Fastball, fly ball, right center in the gap, I think. And it's caught by Maddox. Racing over, he caught it for the out, and the runner saves at second with 2 out. The ball hung up, and Maddox ran under it. That ball was headed for pay dirt right in the alley. He couldn't have dissected the area between McBride and Maddox any better than he did, but Garry Maddox with a lightning fast start, and as Jack said, simply ran the ball down. What a play. He got a great jump on the ball. He really did. There are a few center fielders who wouldn't have caught that one, Jerry Coleman. Well, we mentioned earlier, Garry Maddox, one of the outstanding center fielders in the business, along with Andre Dawson and a few others. They can go and get it, and believe me, he earned his paycheck right there. Whatever they gave this year, that might be worth it.
Now they're talking it over. They want to pitch to Cruz or to Bergman. And if you ask me, there's no argument about it. You got to put Cruz on.
He's a big guy all year, but they might be remembering Bergman's shot into the alley to drive in two the other night.
That wouldn't bother me. Cruz drove in 91 runs for Houston during the year and had a couple of RBIs the other night. I'd fall out of this chair if they pitched to Jose Cruz. Even though they might get a right-handed batter for Bergman up there. Cruz is up. He has a triple. He's been given a walk, and they're going to walk him again. There will be runners out at first and second with two out. Dave Bergman will be the batter, and we'll see if Bill Burton wants to make any kind of a move.
We've got Art Howe sitting on the deck there. Has been a pretty good clutch hitter throughout the year.
He would be the most logical pinch hitter if and when they make a move. Bergman did drive in two big runs the other night, didn't he? Against O'Shea. He's going to bat. Exercises me too. And Art Howe is the first baseman. But we got to remember that McGraw is very effective with the through ball against the right-handed hitter.
McGraw has an excellent through ball. I think when you get into a situation like this, sometimes you can just flip a coin and hope for the best.
2 on, 2 out, no score. Bottom of the 8th. First pitch to Bergman, ball 1. It's all important third game. Dave Bergman, a left-handed batter. He batted 78 times during the year. Usually went in for defensive purpose. He could put Houston on top. He takes a strike call. Why would he be taking there? 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't mean he was given the take time, but he sure let a good pitch go by. 2 on, 2 out, 1 ball, 1 strike time call by the hurler. Bergman during the regular season had no home runs, 3 RBIs, had 20 hits. That's why I'm really astounded that they didn't send up Art Howe in this spot. 1 base hit would probably win it the way Niekro's been pitching. 2 on, 2 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch to Dave Bergman on the way. Breaking ball low, ball 2. The on-deck hitter is another left-handed batter, Denny Walling. McGraw behind on the count. Puhl single to start the inning. They punted him over. Morgan lined out to center field. They walked through. The 2-1 pitch coming, swinging a high fly ball into right. Will be caught. McBride wants it and has it, and the inning is over. And we still have a scoreless game. So Bergman flied to right. And Houston got the leadoff single but couldn't cash in. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, 2 left. They've left 8. Philadelphia will have Greg Luzinski to lead it off in the 9th against Joe Niekro. And after 8 under the dome, the score, Philadelphia nothing and Houston nothing.
Hey, you're really serious about leaving the girl you married 2 years ago, huh? Man, doesn't take long for romantic feelings to die, does it? At one time, you really loved her. Remember the first time you kissed her? Now you've been married a couple of years, and you're finding things aren't working out. You know, leaving her won't give you the answers. They'll only come as you work through your conflicts together. It means forgiving, and asking to be forgiven when you've hurt her. That'll help you turn on to some new love that's even better than the old. Because forgiving love, like Jesus taught, can last a lifetime.
These words of forgiveness from the Mennonite churches.
begin what we call an exciting baseball season. Now, don't you wish that you and your family got to see more games? How many times have you said, you know, I wish I had tickets to that game? Well, now's the time to do something about it. Now's the time to make sure that you and your family don't miss out on next season's exciting game. Call your favorite team and ask about 1981 season tickets. I'm sure they'll have a ticket plan to fit your needs. Do it now and join the nearly 43 million fans this year who enjoyed Major League Baseball at the ballpark. Baseball Fever, catch it now for 1981. The preceding has been brought to you on behalf of Major League Baseball. We're coming down to the wire, Jack Buck. Ninth inning, no score. Here's Greg Luzinski.
7 in a row retired by Joe Niekro at this point. He's blanked the Phillies for 8 innings, and he pitches to Luzinski, who's 0 for 3. The pitch, strike call. Luzinski grounded out in the first. In the third, with 2 on, 2 out, he pinned Cruz up against the left field wall for a fly ball, and then tapped out, 0 for 3. Next pitch, swing, and he went around, strike 2 and a bad ball low. Luzinski to be followed by Trillo and Maddox. Phillies have 6 hits, the Astros 4. The right-hander, Joe Niekro, a left-hander. Their 2 best are warming up in the Houston bullpen. Luzinski swings and grounds it to short. A big hop to Reynolds. His throw is right on, and there's 1 out of the 9. 8 in a row shut down by Joe Niekro. So a big home run threat fades away, and Manny Trillo comes up. In the bottom of the 9th, and we'll have Walling, Pujols, and Reynolds coming up. They sure don't send much thunder at you, do they?
It takes 3 hits to score a run for Houston. We mentioned a little bit earlier, the Phillies have a little bit of an edge here, if you can call it that, because they've got a few guys there that on one shot can find a double, a triple, even a home run.
The game Wednesday night went 10 innings, and this one shakes up like extra innings, but you never know. Trio swings and a high fly ball to left center. That'll be caught. Cruz is back there and makes the catch. And a ball rather well hit by Manny Trillo. In a lot of ballparks, that would have been a pickup double.
340 down the line, 390 to the alleys, 406 to dead center, a 12-foot wall. And in the Astrodome, it's a noted place. Even when you hit it, the ball doesn't get that jump. So maybe that could be the big equalizer between these 2 ball clubs. 2 out, 9th inning. Here's Maddox.
Garry Maddox has the hits today, and he's had 4 in the series, 4 out of 11. He might change his approach and try to pump one out. He hit 11 home runs during the season. We're in the 9th. No score, 2 out. Nobody on base. The first pitch coming, and Maddox swings and fouls it back, strike 1. Is due to bat 4th in the Houston 9th. That's why, among other reasons, Vito and Smith are warming up in the bullpen. Next one from Niekro to Maddox. And the ball hit him. The ball hit Maddox on the hand. One of those knuckleballs jumped in and got him. Got him on the wrist. And he'll go to first base. That will be their 7th base runner. 6 hits, no walk, and now a hit batsman.
Jack, if you got some larceny in your heart, now's the time to do it. You can win the ball game or lose it right here. Maddox can run, and you have to have that little extra gamble in your heart to make it work.
And with Boa coming up, a non-power hitter, Philadelphia is almost obligated to run here in the top of the 9th.
You know, your great base dealer Lou Brock always said the one thing you must be able to do, and that is to gamble, and this is a spot for it right here.
Bergman and the pitcher talk it over. Maddox, we pointed his figures out earlier, was thrown out very seldom during the regular season. While stealing 25 bases, he was thrown out 5 times. Joe Niekro will have to work to keep him close. Maddox hit by a pitch with 2 outs. The Houston Heller had shut down 9 in a row, and then he plunked him with a pitch. Maddox draws the throw, and he's back ahead of the Bergman tag. Both bullpens are very busy. Brewster and Soche are warming up for the Phillies. A look at first. There goes the runner. The pitch is a strike. The throw is way late. A stolen base for Maddox.
Jack, I'm amazed there wasn't a pitch out or a fastball. Niekro threw the knuckleball to Larry Bowa, just took it for a strike. He gave Maddox the shot that he needed, and that should be the ball game.
Garry stole it with ease, though he really didn't get much of a break. His back foot gave out from under him a little bit when he took off. And now Larry Bowa is the batter. We'll see if they pitch to him. Bob Boone is on deck. Bowa, a slap-tight hitter. Even if he gets a hit, you're not certain that Maddox will score because of the way the outfielders are positioned.
Walling in right field is playing fairly deep. I almost feel he should come in about 8 or 10 feet.
He's too deep. A runner on at second. 2 out. They're going to walk Bowa. This will be the first pass given by Joe Niekro. So suddenly, with 2 out here in the 9th, he's in trouble.
Well, Bob Boone can be a hero right here. He hasn't had much of an afternoon. He's 0 for 3. He does have 2 for 10 overall in the series. But man, if that knuckleball gets over there, as he said in our little pregame interview, sometimes it's just pure luck.
If you're swinging where the ball happens to be, that's all it amounts to. When Niekro throws that knuckleball, they have speed on the bases, the Phillies do, with Maddox at second and Bowa at first. And the batter is Bob Boone, who hasn't driven in a run in these 3 games. Right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher, Joe Niekro. No move by Bill Burton. He has Smith, the right-hander, in the bullpen, and he sits down now. Sam Vito continues to throw. The pitcher is due next. So it's a battle here squarely between Joe Niekro and Bob Boone, for whom they have to play rather deep in the outfield. Most any kind of a hit would get Maddox home. 9th inning, no score. 2 on, 2 off the pitch. On the way, Boone takes it high, ball 1. Now Smith starts to throw again for Houston. For the Phillies to get a cheap run, a hit batsman, a stolen base, a walk, and the pitch to Bob Boone with 2 out. Ooh, a strike call. He started to go, didn't want it, laid off. The ball dropped out of the catcher's glove, but the runner stayed. In fact, the pass ball wouldn't hurt Houston much at all. They could then walk Boone and get McGraw out of the game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of the 9th, no score. 2 on for the Phillies, 2 out. Joe Niekro pitching to Bob Boone. Here it comes. Swing and a high foul back here. And now the batter is in the hole, 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know what he'll get now, Jerry?
Niekro's in front. He won't see anything that looks like a fastball unless they take them down to 3 and 2.
Joe Niekro trying to take this game scoreless into the bottom of the 9th, at which time Walling, Pujols, and Reynolds will bat. No score. Phillies have left 6 on base. They have 2 on here in the 9th. You don't shut this club out very often. Boone waiting, has to guard the plate. Maddox at second, Bowa at first. With 2 out, the next pitch. On the way, knuckleball inside. 2 and 2. Art Howe is loosening up with a bat down in the Houston dugout. Well, Jerry Coleman and I thought we were going to see him in the bottom of the 8th inning, but we didn't. We'll be asking Bill Burton about that after the game, win or lose, particularly if he loses. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 9th, no score. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a foul. A weak foul back into the seat. On the screen, actually. Boone just reached for it. Who's going to be the hero of this encounter? Joe Niekro or Bob Boone? Two on, two out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Houston Hurler smooths the dirt in front of the pitching rubber and gets back on. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch coming. Boone. Foul and a half swing. It goes back to the screen. He hasn't had a very good cut against the knuckleball.
Well, that first game that went 3-1 in favor of the Phillies was the only game that didn't have some jam-packed excitement. We got a dandy here. There have been all kinds of scoring threats. No one has been able to dent the plate. The Phillies now with a shot here in the bottom of the ninth to make that the top of the ninth inning.
The speedy Garry Maddox is on at second base. Larry Bowa is on at first. Niekro gets the side. He is ready. He pitches to Boone. The runners are running. The pitch is fouled away. And it stays 2-2. Maddox and Bowa were on the move. Doug McGraw is due to bat next. Had they stolen the base on ball 3, then they would have had to take McGraw out of the game for a pinch hitter. So now Niekro has to be a little concerned about the runners now that he knows the Phillies are inclined not to just sit there. 2-2 the count. Boone has fouled off 3 pitches and he waits. He's 0 for 3 today. Hit 1 ball hard. He steps out.
Zach, let me get into that double steal there. Had they made it and they walked Boone, I believe Dallas Green felt that Boone wasn't getting much of a cut up there anyway, and maybe the next guy might have a better shot, so why not gamble?
He has Greg Gross on the bench among other left-handed batters. We're ready for another 2-2 delivery. Scoreless game, top of the ninth, 2 on, 2 out. Here it comes, and a swing and a shot into left center. Cruz on the move, he's there and has it. Jose Cruz had to go quite a ways to his left to catch that well-hit ball by Bob Boone to end the top of the ninth. Hit the ball hard, Jerry.
Hey, that ball looked like it might be pay dirt out there and headed for the alley. Into the gap to haul it in and stop another threat.
In the ninth for the Phillies, no runs, no hits. They hit batsman and a walk to left. They stand at 8. We go into the bottom of the ninth, and Houston could win it with 1 little old run. They go into the bottom of the ninth with the score of the Phillies nothing and Houston nothing.
Almost all the tabulations are in, and the apparent winning candidates are shown
No,
here
it's not going to change. Let's go to sleep.
You never know. Not all the votes are counted yet.
And here's the way the votes are distributed.
Come on, Lou. It's over. They lost. Face it.
I just can't believe it. Maybe there'll be a last-minute turnaround.
Stay tuned for tonight's late movie, The Plot That Ate Cleveland.
Lou, please don't torture yourself. Look, you voted. You did the best you could. Why don't you forget it and go to sleep?
I didn't vote.
What?
I meant to, but I didn't.
Oh, I see. Guilt. Well, it's too late now.
By the way, Marge, who did you finally vote for?
Go to sleep, Lou. Tomorrow's a new day.
Oh, no. My own wife? How could you do that?
It was easy. You go into the booth. You turn the switches. You pull the lever.
I should have voted. You know that's what you're going to say if your candidates don't win. A public service of the National Association of Secretaries of State and the Advertising Council.
A reminder to all you fans out there that CBS Radio Sports brings you National Football League Monday night games every Monday night on most of these stations with Jack Buck and Hank Stram, plus selected weekend games and doubleheaders as well. This Monday, the Denver Broncos host the Washington Redskins, and you'll hear all the action starting at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. So listen here on most of these stations. CBS, the #1 radio network for news and sports. Well, we've taken this one right down to the wire. We are in the last half of the ninth inning, a scoreless ball game. Philadelphia, no runs. They've had 6 hits. The Astros, no runs. They've had 4 hits. Houston, on on two separate occasions had runners at third base with one out and couldn't score. The Phillies have had two big scoring opportunities and couldn't push them across. They had runners at second and third and one out in the third inning. Couldn't get anything done. Mike Schmidt hit into a fielder's choice, and Greg Luzinski fly to left, and that's red. So we go to the last half of the ninth inning. Walling will lead it off, and here's Jack.
Dennis Walling started the game at first base, was moved to the outfield when Cesar Cedeno fractured his ankle. This left-handed batter will lead it off against Bud McGraw. They play him to hit the left. The pitch is high, ball one. Houston won the game in 10 innings Wednesday night at Philadelphia, and they could win it in the bottom of the ninth here this afternoon. The next one from McGraw. Low, ball two. McGraw finished the eighth inning, getting the last two out. Knowles has started the inning. Bullpen ball is on the field. Time is called. Nobody on, nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. It's Walling, Pujols, and Reynolds. Those names wouldn't put fear into your heart because of the situation. No score, they're all dangerous. Here's the pitch. Swing and a hard hit ball to second. Trillo has it. Flips to the Rose, one gone. Sure looks like we're headed for extra innings, doesn't it?
Jack, somebody's going to have to do something, and very quickly. Pujols is going to come on to hit for himself, and Craig Reynolds to follow. It looks as though manager Bill Burns is going to stay with his set lineup for the time being. So as it stands right now, nobody in the foreseeable future, till we get into the top of the order, seems to be able to do anything of any great moment.
Joe Stampito is in the bullpen for the home club. Warren Brewster is warming up for Philadelphia. Pujols is not a home run threat. Didn't hit any this year, but you never know when the adrenaline starts pumping. Here he comes from McGraw. Low, ball one. The pitcher will bat fourth in this inning. That is, if anybody gets on, he'll come up. A swing and a foul, 1-1. Chased a bad ball high. On deck for the Astros. 44,443 the paid attendance here. We're ready for another pitch. Here it comes, and a high pop foul might stay in play for Bob Boone over near the stands, and nothing doing. It hit on top of the dugout. Boone was ready to climb the dugout, but couldn't get up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If, in fact, the Philadelphia Phillies pull this one out, you'll see a youngster, Marty Bystrom, pitching tomorrow night for Philadelphia. If they lose it, it'll be Steve Carlton. Vern Rule is set for Houston all the way.
If we go into the 10th inning here, the pitchers do lead off, hence the action in the Philadelphia bullpen. Pitch to Pujols is up high, ball 2, 2-2. Luis Pujols, Pujols, the young man from the Dominican Republic. That's with one out in the bottom of the ninth and no score in the game. The 2-2 pitch from McGraw. Swing and a high fly ball to center. Garry Maddox circles under it and waits and has it for the out. 2 gone. Crowd quiets down, and the batter is Craig Reynolds. He's not much of a power hitter either. Has 3 home runs this season. He's 0 for 2 today and 0 for 7 in the series. Joe Niekro moves on deck. Stampito continues to throw in the bullpen, although leisurely now. First 2 have been retired here in the bottom of the ninth. McGraw's first one to Reynolds. Swing and a high fly ball into right. Coming on is McBride, second baseman out, and Trillo has it for the out, and the inning is over. Manny Trillo backed out, caught the ball, and sent us into extra innings. 9 full innings have been played under the dome. It's Philadelphia nothing, the Astros nothing.
Loveliest of trees, the cherry now is hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride, wearing white for Eastertide. Now of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again, and take from 70 springs a score. It only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are little room, about the woodlands I will go to see the cherry out of the snow. This moment of poetry is dedicated to all the people who didn't burn down the forests last year. In 30 years, the number of forest fires has been cut in half, and we wanted to say thank you.
A public service on behalf of the Forest Service, State Foresters, and the Ad Council.
McGraw here in the Houston Astrodome is coming out to hit for himself, and that says an awful lot about what Dallas Freeze thinks of him as a pinch hitter and what he might think more so of his bullpen. He feels that maybe McGraw is the man, so he's letting him lead off the 10th inning, and that's where we stand right now. Philadelphia, no runs, 6 hits. Houston, no runs and 4 hits. Both teams have had chances to score. In the very first inning, Terry Puhl for Houston doubled to right, went to third on a ground ball by Cabell, but died there after Morgan walked and Cruz hit into a double play. Houston with another golden opportunity in the 4th inning. They had Cruz at third base, 1 down, but Cesar Cedeno bounced to short. Cruz froze at third. A walk intentionally to Walling, put him at first base, and Pujols bounced to third, and it was a fine play by Schmidt and Rose to end that inning. The Phillies had a golden opportunity in the 3rd inning. After the pitcher Christenson struck out, Rose singled. Bake McBride signaled to the 3rd. McBride went to second base on a pass ball, and they both were nailed to the bag as Schmidt hit into a fielder's choice. Rose thrown out at the plate on that one, and Greg Luzinski flying to left to end the threat. So there have been scoring chances by both teams. Some golden opportunities have been lost. We're in the 10th inning. No score. Coming on now is Chuck McGraw, and still on the mound for the Houston Astros is Joe Niekro. Jack, let's go.
Niekro pitched a tough ball game Monday at Los Angeles to win the clincher for Houston. He takes the game into the 10th inning. He has scattered 6 hits. Given 1 intentional walk and hit a batter. McGraw throws left, bats right, swings and fouls it out of play, strike 1. McGraw has had 2 out of 8 for the year. He bats ahead of Pete Rose and Bake McBride. Scoreless in this pivotal 3rd game. Whoever wins it becomes a top-heavy favorite to wind it up here tomorrow afternoon. Of the 10th, nobody on, nobody out. Here it comes. McGraw looks at it high. We're in a smoky Houston Astrodome now, with 44,000 paid. And the pitch. A bouncing ball to the right side. Bergman makes a good play, boots it, picks it up, can't throw, too late. And now it goes up against the railing of the dugout, and McGraw will be on at first. Bergman fielded that ball. It was almost past him. He knocked it down and could have thrown him out had he picked it up, but he missed connection.
And what a break the the Philadelphia Phillies got, or the Houston Astros, let's get it right. The ball that went by the first baseman, this is one of the few parts in baseball that has a high screen in front of the dugout. Normally, that ball's in the dugout, and down to second base goes McGraw. He's frozen at first. We got to look for the bunt, even though Rose is up there.
And an error is charged to the first baseman, Bergman. An error for each club now, and the batter is Pete Rose. Will he be bunting to leave it up to McBride or Schmidt? How will the Phillies play it? Folks, the voice of veteran CBS sportscaster, Win Elliott, is a familiar one, especially on weekends. In addition to his Sports Central USA broadcast, Win brings you weekend worldwide sports. Keep up with major sports events weekdays and weekends on the CBS Radio Network. A throw to first, and McGraw gets back in. So the Phillies like the way McGraw was pitching and let him bat. I'll be darned if it didn't get on by way of an error. And And the batter is Rose, and he's going to bunt, and he takes it high, ball one. Remember the other night in Philadelphia, Bill Burton let Nolan Ryan bat with 2 out. He got a walk, and eventually scored a run.
Cruz is up there with a very tough task on his hand. He's going to try to bunt a knuckleball. The best thing he can hope for is that Niekro gets behind him and throws something up there that isn't a knuckleball.
And try to bunt a slow runner down to second. McGraw short leads the pitch. Strike called. 1-1 at the knee. Rose didn't like it. Took a strike. Well, I mean, he didn't like the call. He didn't like the pitch. And it's 1-1. He has to look at Lee Elia coaching at third. Each club in error. Phillies 6 hits. Houston 4. No score. We're in the 10th. McGraw is down at first with nobody out. The pitch he's going to bunt, and he does. And it's to Cabell. He goes to second. Out. Throws to first. Safe. On a close play at second. Cabell got the force out.
That was some play by Enos Cabell that brought up what you said earlier in this ball game. To try to sacrifice a man over in this AstroTurf is almost murder. McGraw was out. He kicked the leg of Craig Reynolds, and the trainer went out to check him out. He says he's okay. But once again, the AstroTurf changes the game of baseball, and that's one way that it changes it, trying to sacrifice men across.
Another rather hard bunt by Rose as he tried to get the ordinary type runner, McGraw down to second. Now McGraw is on the bench. Rose is on at first. 1 out, and the batter is Bake McBride. Rose doesn't steal many bases, but you certainly have to pay attention to him, especially with a knuckleball, putting the catcher out of throwing position frequently. Rose did steal 12 bases this year. He takes the lead. Bergman holds against him. There's hitting room through the right side for Bake McBride, who's 1 for 4. And 3 out of 13 in the series. Right fly to left, singled. Fly to left and grounded to third. They play him to pull just a bit. I'll throw to first, and Rose gets back. Cruz is in left, Puhl in center field, Walling in right. With Cabell, Reynolds, Morgan, and Berkman looking for the double play ball. Pujols behind the plate. Rose at first, 1 out, no score, 10th inning the pitch. They pitch out. And ball 1. A lot of times when the club pitches out, they put ideas in the mind of the other club.
They weren't thinking about it. They pick it up in a hurry.
You know, and in that, the hitter is ahead on the count, the pitcher behind. 1 on, 1 out. Niekro checks Rose, and McBride swings, and a fly ball. Hard hit to center. Puhl is right there and hands it for the out. McBride hit the daylights out of it, but right after center field.
Well, there have been several hard-hit balls in the last few innings, and it's always been where an outfielder could get to it. A couple headed for the alley, but Cruz got one, Maddox got another for Philadelphia, and this one right on the nose, waiting that center field was Terry Puhl.
Well, this will be the last out that they'll ask Joe Niekro to get, because he's due to lead off in the Houston 10th inning. And they can't afford to let him bat, so Sambito and Smith stay loose down in the bullpen for the Houston club. Meanwhile, it'll be a tough out with Mike Schmidt at the plate. He's 1 out of 4. Cesar Cedeno suffered a compound dislocation of the right ankle, being prepared for surgery at this moment to repair ligaments in the ankle. So he really did get torn up as he stumbled over the base at first. A throw to first, and the runner, Pete Rose, is back. The batter is Mike Schmidt. He is singled, stolen a base. Reached on a fielder's choice by way of third. Popped out. Slide out. 1 for 4 and 3 out of 12 with no home runs and no runs batted in. Rose at first, 2 out the pitch. Strike called. Niekro gets ahead. Now Mike Schmidt will have to deal with the knuckleball. Phillies haven't had a hit since the 6th inning. We're in the 10th. Next one coming. Knuckleball inside, and Pujols has done a heck of a job behind the plate.
Well, I would say that he has done about as good a job as you could expect from any catcher alive. There have been few balls that have gotten by him. In fact, anything right now with a knuckleball up there, you put your entire club in jeopardy with a runner at first base. That's the winning run down there, and he has got to hang on. So let's see if he can do it for another out.
Cabell guards the line at third. Cruz is pulled deep into the left field corner. Rose is at first with 2 outs. 10th inning, no score. A throw to first, the runner back. A ball and a strike to Mike Schmidt with Luzinski on deck. Philadelphia is stranded 8. They've had 6 hits, a walk, and a hit batsman. Next one to Mike Schmidt. Low outside. Ball 2. And you get into a little squeeze here. You don't want to give Schmidt anything too good to hit. On the other hand, you can't afford to walk him and move Rose down to second base and bring Luzinski up.
Well, flip a coin again. Schmidt, that final week of the season was sensational. Luzinski got the only home run the Phillies have hit, and so who do you go after?
He got the clincher against Montreal. When he hits them, they go. Rose at first, 2 out the pitch. Swing and a pop-up to the right side, foul back near the stand. Pujols cannot get it. It's on the screen, tantalizingly out of his reach. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jerry, you and I have seen enough ball games to know that after something like that, a foul ball that just goes out of play, some nasty things happen.
1 foot on the screen. That was the difference. Pujols was right there waiting, trying to stretch himself to be 20 feet tall. He couldn't quite make it, of course. But as you said, Jack, an extra chance for a guy like Mike Schmidt can be devastating.
Schmidt has no runs batted in this series. He's up there with Rose at first. This inning started with McGraw reaching on an error. Rose tried to punt him down to second, but he forced him. Then Bake McBride hit the ball hard, but out into center field. We're in the 10th. There is no score. Rose at first, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Mike Schmidt. He waits. Niekro gets the sign. Schmidt steps out. He's got to be thinking knuckleball, Jerry.
I would think so. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Niekro certainly has the option here of missing and then having to come back with whatever. Although I noticed that Niekro, when he has thrown Schmidt something that has not been a knuckleball, it's been the hard slider. He's trying to get low and away. And we're holding up the game right now. Apparently a hat or some bit of refuse in deep center field. And out there to clean it up is Terry Puhl, and he's got it straightened out.
Running the plate umpire called time while Puhl did a little housekeeping out there. Now he'll get back into position, and his position is deep around in the left center with Mike Schmidt at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Rose at first, ready to run with 2 outs. No score in this 3rd game, for the Cubs even at a game apiece. Mike Schmidt waits. Niekro is ready. Here's his pitch, the runner going, and a ground ball to deep short. Reynolds has to go to first. He does. Out. Reynolds thrown out. Rose was continuing to run. Would have ended up at third had Schmidt beaten it out. Reynolds got the final out on the throw to Bergman. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. Philadelphia Wednesday night left 14 men on base. Now they have stranded 9, and we go into the bottom of the 10th inning. And once more, a little old run would win it for the Houston club. Their pitcher is due to lead off. Going into the bottom of the 10th, the Phillies nothing, the Astros nothing.
I can't see germs. How do I know they're there?
Oh, you'll know all right.
Who are you?
I am Sal Minot.
And I am his pal, Arnie.
Us germs live on meat and poultry and on foods made with eggs and dairy products. And when they're left out of room temperature for over 2 hours, we grow and grow.
And you germs make food taste bad, don't you?
Not necessarily.
No, we're sneaky.
But after you've eaten food we've gotten to, you'll know.
Yeah, tummy cramps, headache, nausea, and also you can...
These lizards, they're starting to gross me out.
Tough, kid. It's the germ's creed to spread food poisoning on an equal opportunity basis.
Yeah, to the high and the mighty, and to you.
Well, my mom knows how to outsmart you germs.
I keep food hot, I'll keep them cold. Never in between. Food poisoning, who needs it? I keep my kitchen clean.
For a free booklet, write to Food Safety, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Washington 20250.
Craig McGraw on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning, a scoreless ball game. It has been a real thriller. Dave Smith throwing down in the bullpen for Houston. The right-hander will probably be coming on to pitch the 11th inning if it goes that far. And moving in to do the hitting for Joe Niekro is Gary Wood. Joe Niekro, a brilliant 10-inning job, gave up 6 hits, no runs. He walked 1. That was intentional, and struck out 2. So Gary Woods will try to get things rolling for the Houston Astros. Bottom of the 10th, no score. Here's Jack.
Woods joined the Houston club at mid-season, and he was sensational. He batted .365. Used to be with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's a right-handed batter, can run a little bit. He had 2 home runs, drove in 15 runs, and he'll be up against Tug McGraw. It's McGraw's game as we go into the bottom of the 10th inning. And here's the first pitch to the pinch hitter. It's high for a ball. Houston won it in 10 innings Wednesday night. Could win it in 10 here on this Friday afternoon. The outfield deep and straight away as McGraw brings in another. Swing and a miss at a bad ball high, and Woods fell down on one knee after hammering a dead one.
Jack, that's the one problem that a manager is concerned with a young rookie. They tend sometimes to chase, and in that case, Woods did. He had 2-0, but now it's 1-1, swinging at the bad ball.
McGraw pitches, and it's low for a ball 2, 2-1. Terry Puhl is on deck with Cabell to follow. Houston has lost Cesar Cedeno with a fractured ankle. Nobody on, nobody out, and Woods takes a stride. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Woods gave up on it, thought it was coming inside, and that screwball jumped over the plate. No hits off McGraw in this contest so far. An off-speed pitch and a long one into left turn. Foul goes down into the seat. And let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network. Jerry Coleman, Jack Buck with you from Houston, where Gary Woods leads off in the bottom of the 10th. Takes a strike. Call. McGraw threw it by him, and Woods was caught looking.
He was looking for anything but that. He got the through balls and the curve balls. Yeah, they say that McGraw has been primarily effective because he has changed his pattern of pitching, whereby it was all curves and through balls. He's now come in with a fastball more than not, and Woods got hung up.
Terry Puhl has been torrid with the bat. 3 hits Wednesday night, 2 today, plus a walk. He takes a strike on a breaking ball. Puhl, a left-handed batter. A single, a double, a walk, and he struck out. He faces McGraw for the first time. They're in the bottom of the 10th inning, no score. Here's the pitch. Swing and a chopper to the right side. Rose gets the big hop, stepped on, 2 out. So a big threat. And the person of Terry Puhl dies right there, and the batter is Enos Cabell with 2 outs. Are we going into the 11th inning, Mr. Coleman?
Unless somebody does something that finds an alley in a hurry, I believe so. Cabell has that talent, though, to hit a double, or even if he hits a single, he can steal a base for you. He's got Joe Morgan and Cruz waiting in the on-deck circle.
Cabell has had a single, 1 out of 3 in this game. 2 out of 11 in the series. He bats with the bases empty. Can you imagine Philadelphia being shut out in 10 innings? You just don't do that very often. Schmidt guards the line at third as the pitch is made to Enos Cabell. A 5-1. Philadelphia 6 hits, Houston 4. Each club an error. The game belongs to McGraw. At the moment, the pitch. Swing and a foul off to the left. Dave Smith is going to be coming in if we go into the 11th inning, because Luzinski, Trillo, and Maddox, all right-handed batters, will come up for the visiting Phillies. This inning, Wood struck out. Puhl grounded out. Cabell waits for the 1-1 pitch. Swings and hits it hard into left, a base hit. A ground ball single into left. Luzinski gets it back. Cabell went halfway to second and came back. He's at first with 2 outs for Joe Morgan. Second hit for Cabell. Boy, the ball really sounds good when you hit it in this place, doesn't it?
It crackles all over the place. Cabell at first base can run. He can steal a base when you want, and he has an ideal arrangement. He has Joe Morgan, a left-hand batter, and behind him he has Cruz. Cabell stole 21 of 33. That's about a 2/3%. But more than that, let's see what they do here. Let's see if they give Cabell the opportunity to try to steal. Boone will be alerted to it. You can bet on it. He likes to pitch out.
Morgan has walked in this game. That's all he's done. He's 0 for 3, and he's 1 for 5. To pull just a little bit. They give him left center. Cabell's on at first with a winning run. 2 out here in the bottom of the 10th. The pitch to Morgan. They pitch out. Ball 1.
Now.
Cruz on deck. Gary Coleman says now start that runner. We shall see. Cabell leads away. McGraw doesn't have a real good move to first. The runner is not going, and there's a swing and a miss by Morgan. A ball and a strike. Extra base hit would find Cabell pedaling home. He can streak.
Jack, Cabell may have trouble running on a draw. He was moving back to first when the ball was thrown to the plate, so he may not be able to read him well.
Ball and a strike to Morgan with 2 out here in the bottom of the 10th. Stepped off the rubber, and Cabell went flying back into the base. Now he leads the way again. Here's a throw to first. McGraw stepped off and lobbed it over. A lot of pitchers not have the good pickoff move. Will step off the rubber first and hope to get the runner leaning. A ball and a strike to Morgan. Cabell takes the lead. He's going. The pitch is low. The throw is there. He is out. Cabell out stealing to win the 10th inning. So, no runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Houston is stranded 8. The Phillies have stranded 9. They'll face a new pitcher and send up Luzinski, Trillo, and Maddox. We go into the 11th inning. Philadelphia nothing, Houston nothing.
That's what it's all about. Giving
Astrodome in Houston. We're moving into the 11th inning. And a young right-hander, Dave Smith, born in San Francisco, makes his home in San Diego, coming on to face Greg Luzinski, Manny Trillo, and Garry Maddox. It has been some ball games. Joe Niekro went the first 10 for the Astros, gave up 6 hits, no runs, struck out 1, and he walked a pair. And now Dave Smith coming on to face some of the punch. Luzinski with big power moving in. He bounced a short fly to left, hit to the pitcher unassisted. Niekro covered first and made the play all by himself, and then bounced the shortstop. So Luzinski, who has the only Philadelphia home run in this series, is 0 for 4 thus far. Greg Luzinski, 3 for 13 overall, stepping in there. Outfield strung out to the left side, a big gap in right center field, and a huge hole on the right field line. The first pitch, called strike 1. Manny Trillo waiting on deck. Smith had a 1.92 earned run average in 1980. He joined Joe Zambito, Frank McCourty to form a trio that was as good as any of them. Smith again into the windup. The right-hander kicks and fires, and Luzinski takes it low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Phillies have had a couple of scoring opportunities. Houston, several big ones, but couldn't get it across. A swing and a miss by Luzinski at a sinker. A ball and 2 strikes. Smith with a sinker and the slider keeps the ball down. That's when he's most effective. The infield well over to the left side. Reynolds at shortstop, deep in the hole. Back at third base, Enos Cabell. There's a chopped foul drifting back behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Phillies no runs on 6 hits. The Astros no runs on 5 hits. Both teams have made an error. Smith, the right-hander, checking in on his catcher. Pujols with a sign down. Luzinski with that toe in with that front foot waiting. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way. Curveball called strike 3. From Fischer. Where have you been? Okay, we're set to go. 1 out. Manny Trillo moving in. Trillo is 2 for 4 and 3 for 11 in the series. He doubled in the second inning, fly to right in the 4th, an infield single to the shortstop in the 6th, fly to left field in the 9th inning. 11th inning, scoreless ball game. Manny Trillo from the right side.
Smith wasn't timid about pitching to Luzinski, was he?
Boy, he went right after him, Jack. I mean, right after him. Trillo, not a power hitter, but a good contact hitter, hitting in the number 5 spot, fouls it off on the right side, it reaches the seats and out of play. Trillo this year batted at .292. Trillo is not what you would call a number 5 hitter. He's being used in that spot because the Phillies have none other. He is more like a number 2 hitter. He's good in that number 2 spot. He hits behind the runner from the right side. There's a foul back again by Trillo. No ball, 2 strikes.
It's about the only thing this Philadelphia lineup lacks. Earlier, before Bob Boone was hurt, was hitting the ball with more power. He was a pretty good number 5 hitter, but they really don't have anybody who fits that bill at the moment, that number 5 spot.
Well, with Schmidt and Luzinski 3 and 4, how you'd love to have a power hitter from the left side to step in there and do the job. Here's the next one on the way to Trillo. Hit into center field. Coming on fast is Puhl. He's got it. 2 up, 2 down. Top of the 11th inning. Philadelphia now, nobody on, will send up Garry Maddox, who is 1 for 3.
With Doug McGraw still in the game, in the 11th inning, Houston in the bottom half would send up Morgan, who was at the plate when Cabell was out stealing, and then Cruz and Bergman, all left-handed batters.
Maddox, the wide spread stance, holds the bat about an inch off the end, swings on a fastball, and I'll say one thing, Smith is just challenging some of these all-stars, and he's going after them. Maddox, 3 for 8 coming into the ball game, is 4 for 11 in the series. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down, nobody on, foul back, no balls, and 2 strikes.
Some job that Joe Niekro did. He shut the Phillies out for 10 innings. We're in the 11th now. No runs, 4 hits, struck out 2, 1 intentional walk, and 1 hit batsman.
Dave Smith, 21 strikeouts in the last 16 innings pitched. And he's already picked up 1 here in the 11th inning. 44,443. Oh, where was that extra ticket so we could make it 5 boards across the board? Pitch on the way. Hit into center field. Drifting over into the alley now. Tailing away from Puhl. He picks it up. Maddox racing to second base, and he's got himself a double. So a 2-out double here sets the stage for a possible run as Larry Bowa moves in.
And very important that Maddox got the double instead of the single, with a fellow like Bowa coming up there because he's not a long ball hitter. They have a choice of pitching to him or working to the right-handed batter, Bob Boone. Meanwhile, Ron Reed goes to the bullpen for Philadelphia. And we'll see what the approach of Bill Burton is.
Okay, Smith is out there. No action down on the bullpen. Larry Bowa, a switch hitter. Up there from the left side, batting at 267 on the year, chokes way up, and the outfield is way in and left and center. Now they're going to put him on, and once again, Bob Boone will have a chance to try to win it. In the ninth inning with 2 down, Garry Maddox was hit by a pitch and then stole second base. Larry Bowa got an intentional pass, as he is getting now, and they went after Boone. Boone hit a hard shot into left field that was grabbed by Cruz. So Bob Boone, the second time around, has one more opportunity to try to end it. We are in the 11th inning, a scoreless ball game. At second base, Garry Maddox. Larry Bowa trots to first with a second intentional pass. And now Boone is what? Is he being called back? It looks like, yes, he is.
The kid from Decatur, Del Unser, is coming up to hit. Meanwhile, Stambito had warmed up earlier in the bullpen. I thought maybe we'd see him scrambling and warming up again. But he is not going to warm up, and Smith will be facing the left-handed batter, Del Unser, and Bill Burton goes out to make sure that he and Smith and the catcher Pujols are all thinking alike.
Del Unser, a young man who at times can be a devastating hitter. He is an outstanding pinch hitter. He has his cool with him at all times. And rarely, Jack, will you see him take a strike on that first pitch. So if Smith is going to try to slip one by him, he better do it quickly. Burton out there on the mound talking to Smith, just a youngster. Pujols, the catcher, in with a little of his own advice is Craig Reynolds.
We're winding up the baseball season with all the excitement of the League Championship Series and the World Series. There is exciting sports this year-round on CBS Radio. NFL Monday Night Football, college football postseason play, Super Bowl 15, horse racing, pro golf, pro tennis. All year round, CBS is your #1 radio network for sports.
Del Unser from the left side, a veteran of many years, stepping in, waiting. Garry Maddox representing a tie-breaking run at second. Larry Bowa at first, 2 out. We're in the 11th inning. Smith fires away, and Unser does take a fastball on the inside part of the plate.
That's where they try to pitch this guy. You have to keep the ball in on him, but you better have something on it.
Right behind Unser, hitting for the pitcher will be Greg Gross. So 2 left-handers in a row, Unser and Gross, trying to do it if they can. Unser waiting. Smith, a long look at second base. Maddox, 10 feet off the bag, now moving up. Here's the kick and the delivery, a chopped foul on the right side, heading toward the Houston dugout. He got it down.
Very good finger ball, and Unser couldn't get it up. He fouled the ball, 2 quick strikes. As we mentioned earlier, in the bottom of the 11th, Morgan, Cruz, and Bergman for Houston. What will the score be? 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the 11th.
The giant right-hander Ron Reed is throwing in the Philadelphia bullpen. So it appears as though Tug McGraw, whether he hits or not, may not get into the ball game in the bottom of the 11th. Unser stepping in again. Bowa at first with a big lead. At second base, Garry Maddox, and the fans here at the Astrodome are starting to come to life. And they are coming to life in a hurry. Man, you can hear them. Here is Smith, the kick and the pitch. He struck him out.
Another good finger ball, a fastball. He turned it over. It was really sticking, and it had some mustard to it, I'll tell you that. He really threw it hard. And Unser swung over the ball, struck out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Smith. So the 2-out double by Maddox is wasted. No runs, 1 hit. And then a walk, 2 left. The Phillies have stranded 11 while being shut out. Wednesday night, they left 14 men on base. That's their story. They go into the bottom of the 11th inning. Houston would win it with a run. It's the Phillies nothing and Houston nothing.
Back in doing upstairs to pick a pair of watches. That's your gun, book is gone, and you can tumbling after.
Childhood accidents are a normal part of growing up, and some of them just can't be prevented. But too many children undergo other types of suffering, and it can be prevented. It's called child abuse.
Child abuse is physical, emotional, or sexual abuse of children, and it's also neglect. Every year, millions of helpless children endure child abuse in one form or another. Approximately 5,000 children a year die from it, and it's no accident.
This is Roy Rogers
And Dale Evans.
reminding you that child abuse can be prevented. Write Prevent Child Abuse, Box 2866, Chicago, Illinois, 60690.
That's Prevent Child Abuse, Box 2866, Chicago. Remember, abused children are helpless unless you help. A public service message of this station, the Advertising Council, and the National Committee for Prevention of Child Abuse.
As a result of Unser striking out, Chuck McGraw is still in the ballgame. Due to lead off in the next inning, if there is another inning. Meanwhile, Keith Moreland takes over behind the plate for Bob Boone, who was listed for the pinch hitter. That didn't work. Houston's hands wanted to end right here. Joe Morgan will lead it off. He's 0 for 3 with a walk, was at the plate when Cabell was out stealing to end the 10th. Phillies about hit Houston 7-5. The Astros have left 8 men on to get into 2 double plays and lost a man stealing. Joe Morgan. Left-hander Chuck McGraw. Morgan, a left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Schmidt is in. Guards the line at third. Rose is short enough a step or two, and he guards the line at first base. McGraw relieved in the 8th. Here he is in the 11th, and he throws the ball. It's 1-1. Larry Christenson hits the first 6. Dickie Knowles an inning in the 3rd. Pitch 2 2/3 to this point. Joe Morgan swings and a long one into right field, way back at the fence. McBride at the wall, reaches up, can't get it off the wall. Morgan round second, heading for third with nobody out. He's safe, no play. The leaping Bake McBride, and Morgan will be lifted for the pinch runner. Rafael Landeskog. You'll hear another roar from the big crowd as Morgan heads for the dugout. That was the 6th Houston hit. To be a winner. Dallas Green to the mound to talk it over to Chuck McGraw. They have Cruz, Bergman, and Walling coming up. You know, the funny thing about it, they're left-handed batters. McGraw's a left-handed pitcher. If they want to walk batters to set up the force play, and they will, they're walking left-handed hitters to whom McGraw would like to pitch. They're going to walk Cruz. Then they probably will walk Bergman. And in that case, they would have Dennis Walling up there with the bases loaded and nobody out. Let's wait and see after they walk Cruz what the Phillies are going to do. They'll probably walk the bases loaded, bring the infield in, the outfield in. This will be the same kind of a spot that the Houston club was in the other night. And Philadelphia never did score and lost to the next round. There's the walk to Cruz. And now, Bill Burton is going to send up Art Howe. This is the first time the Houston people, Jerry, have seen Howe since he drove in those 4 runs Monday in Los Angeles.
Well, he did quite a job, believe me, and he's got a chance here to turn it all around.
And so Burton says to the Phillies, if you're thinking of fooling around and pitching to Bergman, I'm not going to let you do it.
You can only lose by 1 run, Jack, so as we look at it right now, why not? Put them on, load them up, and have a play at any plate. I believe you'll see that. That means that Walling will go after the left-handed Doug McGraw.
Joe Morgan's 3-base hit was near the 390 mark out in right field. Bake McBride got back there all right. Just about the time he started to jump, the ball bumped up against the board. And now they're going to walk Howe and load them up. This will be the 3rd pass given up by Doug McGraw. All intentional walk. And it will mark the 8th pass given to Houston today to go with their 6th hit. So the man under the gun is due to be Dennis Walling. They have Jeff Leonard on the bench, along with others. But it appears that Walling is going to be the man of the hour. Denny Walling. Did he do much against your San Diego club this year, Jerry?
He didn't play much against us, but a couple of years ago, he beat us in a ball game out by that 390 mark in left field of all places. He is not a full hitter unless you hang something inside. He goes the other way. The key here is don't hit into a double play or into one of those infielders where they can make the play at the plate. You have to get the ball in the air. That's all there is to it.
So Doug McGraw, who gave up the leadoff triple to Joe Morgan here in the bottom of the 11th inning, has now walked the bases loaded. The Philadelphia infield comes in. The outfielders come in to the point where they could make a play at the plate. And the matter is, Dennis Walling, who is 0 for 3 with a walk, and a lot of things would win it for Houston right now. Landis-Toy's the big man. The runner is 3rd. Here's the pitch to Dennis Walling. Breaking ball, strike call. W-A-L-L-I-N-G. Denny Walling from Neptune, New Jersey. Lives in Virginia. He was a 300 hitter a year ago with the Houston club. And at 299 this year. Pretty good contact hitter. The base is loaded. Nobody out. No score. Bottom of the 11th. Houston trying to win it. Here's the pitch to Walling. Curveball and a foul. Strike 2. He doesn't want to strike out because a strikeout immediately sets up the double play ball. The on-deck hitter is Pujols.
Jack Walling took a pitch that he could have driven in the air, and then he swung at a bad ball that was down. I have the feeling that Walling is not looking at Doug McGraw as well as he would like. He's kind of fighting him off.
2 quick strikes on the batters. And the pitch from McGraw is on the way. Fastball, fly ball, high in the air, left field. Luzinski's going to catch it. Landis-Toy's going to try to score. There's the catch. Here he comes. Here's the throw. No good. Houston wins. 1-0. McGraw, who gave up runs Wednesday night as well. 1-6-1 Houston with 10 left. No runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 11 left for Philadelphia, and the Astros could get into the World Series tomorrow afternoon.
Jack, I'll say this. Houston got closer all day than the Philadelphia Phillies, and the roar that you're hearing now is Bill Burt, who is being called into the area of the clubhouse where they have the press down there, and he'll have some answers for what went on out there. And I noticed Dallas Green went in there, and the one thing that Dallas may be asked before the afternoon is over, what was Greg Luzinski doing in left field?
You know, that thought came to my mind, Jerry, and I was going to mention it, and before I could even turn the score sheet over to realize that Luzinski had led off the 11th inning. It's surprising that they didn't have a more fleet-footed outfielder and a better armed outfielder out there, because Luzinski made no throw at all. Some outfielders would have had a shot at Landis-Joy from that depth, even though Landis-Joy can run. But he put across the plate unmolested, and Houston won the game.
No more than that, Jack. They take a 2-1 lead, and tomorrow we're going to see Steve Carlton for Philadelphia and Vern Rule for Houston.
Vern Rule against Carlton, and Carlton and the Phillies will try to keep everything going until Sunday. Houston will try to end it tomorrow afternoon here in the Dome and get into the World Series. Houston won it 1-0 in 11 innings. We'll continue our wrap-up in just a moment.